Wrestling on the Rocks. What is up?
That was my spot.
What?
You took my spot.
There's a pause you could have jumped in on. You did
You
not.
didn't. You waited too long. I thought you died. I was like, that's it. He's done for it. He's pooped himself.
I did my
He's got to
job.
focus.
I did my job. I went for something short because I'm not good at long words.
He wouldn't have got the
sentences.
rest of them. See?
Yeah.
He
Fuck.
already failed that one.
Wrestling rocks. Damn it.
Yeah.
Welcome to Rocks on the Wrestling. Hi, I'm Eric.
Welcome. I have ice.
Yeah.
Pause. This explodes off.
Welcome to Wrestling on the Rocks, where every show is our first show because we can't figure this shit out.
Hey.
Which means we're hiring Twitch experts.
You mean kids?
Yes.
Yeah.
Children. We're taking on children. I'm at Ref Marsh. I'm Marsh. What's up? Who are you? Who the fuck is this?
I'm Crybaby Clump.
Oh, that's who I pointed at.
I'm Kevlar on the rocks with an X.
So it's been a minute, huh?
This is a
The
new
original
crew.
crew.
Yeah, this is weird.
This is old school. We went backwards.
We all look more haggard and older.
Yeah, we're all fucking torn up.
Just like our show, it keeps going backward.
Yeah, it's regressing. Just a constant regression.
If this goes long enough, we should have an episode where you just put our kids on and just like sit off to the side. It's
Go.
gonna be a while.
Only one person has kids.
A Benjamin Button thing. There'd be a squirrel in the middle. What's up? We haven't been talking even about Rumble. What do you think about Rumble?
It was alright. Not a fan that Charlotte won.
What a
Yeah.
waste. What a waste. It
I
was
think
an
there was
absolute waste.
so many better stories that could have been done, but Charlotte winning made me very upset. I think Shayna would have been the best pick for a winner. Even Alexa Bliss or Bianca would have been fantastic winners. But yeah, we got Charlotte. That was the thing.
I think there was a bunch of people I thought of at the time where I was like, oh, that would be cool. You could go this way. You could do that. And then when Charlotte won, I was like, oh.
Just shat on all
Yeah,
of that.
well.
29 other people that
Yeah.
made you excitedly like, that would be neat. Oh, that could work. And then,
Molly Holly, here we go. Let's do this.
God.
I'd be okay with that.
Santina.
Yo, Naomi winning would have been fire.
Yeah.
But the thing that sucks the most about that is that I even have it in my notes for the stuff that's coming up with her too. Is just that Charlotte has been well established to not need a Royal Rumble win to go to the main event of WrestleMania, as it were. Like literally, she's the only character per storyline that can just be put into WrestleMania matches.
Yep.
And she's at every WrestleMania match.
Yep.
So it's a waste of a win. It's literally like, well, Charlotte hasn't won one yet, and she deserves it. But she doesn't.
She needs the accolade.
She needs it for herself. She doesn't need it for her character. You know, and that's, I don't know, for me it was just a little stupid because it's like, okay, do you what does deserve mean at this point? You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You're a hard worker. You put in the time. You're there all the time. You're a workhorse. I get it. Your character literally doesn't need it. And the whole point of it is to get people who literally need it to jumpstart their careers like a Money in the Bank win.
Like Drew.
Like Drew.
Yeah. Perfect, like, catapult. We'll see where it goes. And
Becky was perfect in her storyline in that she was every obstacle in her way. Charlotte's the one character who does not get obstacles. So she didn't need it.
She was put in the main event last year.
Just because she
fill
stays in her lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and what's more is as she wins, I mean, and as she's in everything, it's that rest get a new hold thing.
Yeah.
I'm getting more and more tired of her. I find her less and less to be a good worker because they're good matches, but I wonder, well, I don't see anything exciting in what you do anymore.
I just don't care. Yeah.
Yes. Whereas everyone else, it seems like you're clawing to make a fucking great event. Why? I don't care.
And I feel like Charlotte is alone in the Four Horsewomen as someone who puts on great matches if she's in the ring with someone who's already great.
Yes.
Where everyone else can get someone who's not great and elevate them to their level and make them look good. Charlotte doesn't do that. Charlotte puts on a lot of really bad matches with young talent. She does not get them to a point where they look good or strong or anything. Everyone else in the Four Horsewomen, and people who are not in the Four Horsewomen, so much more of the seasoned women wrestlers are able to take someone who's not great and make them look great in the ring and have a great match with them. she's alone in that. So it makes it even more frustrating to watch her matches and go, okay, her whole thing with Sarah Logan was stupid. Why did that have to happen? Don't give a shit. You made Sarah Logan look bad. And why? For what? Her character doesn't need it. I'm tired of her character. It's not even like it's not just a boo. It's, I don't fucking care. I literally just don't care.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, she's the one that I had the most questions about among that group, where I'm like, okay, well, I like Sasha's great as a heel or as a face. Bailey is fantastic as a heel, like great as a face. Becky is great in her role, and Charlotte, you're a face. You're a heel. You're not really a great face. I honestly don't know if she could work as a face.
Yeah. Charlotte?
Yeah.
She's tried it. She's horrible.
Yeah. And when she's a heel, it's because it's so consistently the same gimmick as a heel. I'm like, okay, I don't really care.
It's tired.
Yeah, it's...
Once to me... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it's Triple H in the mid-2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you.
But to me, with her being a heel and a face, to me, they've been swapping it back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know what to do with her, and it's like this revolving door of heel, face constantly, and for no reason. And like you said, it's just sick of her. And we talked the other day with how they're like forcing championships on her, forcing Rumble wins now, like all these accolades, and it's almost, to me, it's almost tarnishing Rick's legacy, because it seems like they're putting all these accolades on her to compete with her dad.
Yeah, and he had a 40-year career. She's at like year 6.
Yeah.
And she's already like beat all of
10-time
his stuff.
champion.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he did put people over. He worked with people. He tried to get people to the best spot, you know? I don't see that with her, really, you know?
Yeah.
If she did, then Dana Brooke would be in a much better spot, because Dana was her...
That was her protege for, a year and a half.
That fucked off.
Yeah.
And
She
Dana's
did everything
great.
she could to make sure that she looked better than Dana. Like, there's being competitive, and then there's, like, what the fuck? Like,
Exactly.
Pushing people under.
yeah, just keeping someone down. You're like, you're competitive, but you're afraid of competition at the same time. I'm afraid of someone taking my spot, but I don't have enough confidence in myself to know that I'll stay on top.
That's what I was going to say. Insecurity.
Yeah.
You're being insecure.
Did you already discuss what's in your glass during happy hour?
No. I poured it during happy hour, but I got the old Jameson IPA edition. Do you have any of this? I have the rest of that bottle. Because I got more than Kirkland's. We had half of it last time. We can finish the rest of this.
Kevlar has to be able to reach it because you can't.
What does that mean?
Directly behind you.
Jesus!
It's an IPA.
Can't turn.
She said I can't turn or reach around my own self.
It is. Okay, alright. You want to play Twister?
Why can't I play Twister?
Fat people don't bend like that.
Oh
That's
my
what
God.
she said.
I did
She said that's a
not.
Kevlar job, you fat shit.
He's closer. That's
To a reasonable weight.
I did not say that. Oh my God.
Just accept it, man. It makes it way easier. Rascals are fun to drive around at Costco.
Okay. Alright, whatever.
Then you can pack parts into them and poke people with your poking stick when they get in your way. It's great.
My socks look all blown out.
Don't talk about blown out here.
What?
Those are terms we don't use around you.
Hell yeah.
Cheers. Cheers. What's in your glass?
I have blood orange soda in a dildo glass.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
And that you do.
Let's see.
Filling.
So, I'm trying to see. There's
Feeling like their products.
Is it nice? Feels a need. A
What
nice
were you saying?
gap in your
I
soul.
had a few things written down. I wanted to see if we just wanted to talk about them for it. How'd you feel about Edge coming in?
Oh, wait. Drew was telling us about audio.
What do you say?
A little out of sync, but it's alright.
Are you hearing us before we're talking, or are we talking before you hear us?
Is it coming through?
Is it lagging or early? Eh?
Clap.
Audio's coming in before video. That's the thing that changed too.
So it's that, then clap.
You want me to go
Clap.
back up?
Do let me see this. I don't need.
Just hear the clap. Oh, somebody got slapped. Oh, he just clapped his hands.
So I can't do that.
Alright, well.
Well, we tried one more thing. There's actually a sync offset you can set where you can tell it, hey, my audio's offset, switch it back. And that made no difference. So
Good.
Oh, scary. Which end is it coming out of?
Give him a second. He'll get out the other end.
all right, we're good.
See?
No, we're good.
He can stretch.
Are you limbering up the
Twist.
part?
Yeah, I gotta move it. I gotta move it around.
baby's mouth.
Get it moving.
But Edge coming back. I liked
crazy.
it. He looked like a grizzled old vet.
And
Nice.
that fell right into place with what you said with all the other people coming back. You're like, what a bunch of wasted returns. There better be a big fucking
big one.
there better be a big one.
You heard it here first.
Well, MVP. Oh, yeah.
It was cool to see MVP though. I mean, it was his hometown. Apparently, he was doing that because of his boy. His boy's 5 now and got obsessed with wrestling, and so he called them and was like, "Hey, do you think you guys put me in the Rumble?" And they're like, "Yeah, we could do that."
That's
And then
really sweet.
he says he's always remained friends with Paul Heyman, and so after the Rumble, Paul was like, "You want to do a match on Raw?" And his son's favorite wrestler is Mysterio. That's why they did that match.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, so it's really cool. And so he put out that it was his last match. He's not doing anymore, not for WWE at least. And it's just cool that he got to have that moment with his kid.
Heck yeah. No, I think Edge coming in was really awesome. I liked it a lot. I think he looked good. I think the program coming out after has got me excited.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was telling Marsh, I was watching Rumble, and I wanted Cena to come back.
Me too.
Yeah.
So I kept wanting to hear his music, and 2 spots before Edge came back, for whatever reason, I whispered to myself, "You think you know me?" And I was like, "That's not." I was like, "That's the wrong music." and then Edge's spot came out, and he came out, and I was like, "Huh? I just said that."
Pretty
I
good.
should have tweeted that shit.
My theory was
Should've. It's a good point.
Well, there was a ton of rumors going on about Edge, actually. It got to the point where I was just hoping Edge wouldn't come back just to shut all these assholes up.
Yeah, shut up.
come out with someone.
Yeah.
It's Tommaso Ciampa with Edge. Fuck you.
Yeah, he just walks him out to the ring and then he's like,
Walks
"See
out
you later."
KO, holding a Canada flag.
Eating a bunch of cheeseburgers. I don't have to keep working out anymore. I wanted Ciampa to come out so bad as more and more people came out. Like, we knew Seth Rollins was coming up when Aleister Black's music hit. I just was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because my hope was Ciampa to win, but not go for the Universal or the heavyweight, but to go for the NXT title.
I think that's so stupid. A lot of people like that stuff, and I cannot get on board with it. Because a lot of people are saying that. Even Charlotte going after Rhea, I feel like it's a fucking waste. I feel like as much as we all want to pretend that NXT's the third brand, they're still a lesser brand. And by every regard, they get less viewership. Their people have been in the business less time. They do look like they're still learning. You know what I mean? This is where the people go right when they get started, when they need to be polished. They're unpolished talent for the most part. Then you have Ciampa. You know what I mean? Like, you have these people who are there, and Ciampa's there to retire. Like, he's not quiet about that. That if they were to say, we want you to go full-time Raw or SmackDown, he'd be like, I got you, I'm ready to retire. He would not go. The reason he stays there is because it's easier for him in his life and at the point he is in his career to stay in one place and have a less grueling schedule.
It's the American dream. He retired in Florida.
He retired in Florida, and then he wants to become a behind-the-scenes producer type or to train with the guys. He doesn't want to go that way. So, like, as much as we try to say, oh, look, they're all equal, they're just flat out not. So I think that all this talk about using that Royal Rumble win to have an NXT match, I don't know that elevates NXT. I think that undermines the Rumble. The idea was to main event WrestleMania.
But then we
What if Drew went for the NXT title? That's going to main event WrestleMania. You're going to have Drew McIntyre, or even in that case, you're going to have Ciampa and Adam Cole be the main event of WrestleMania on a platform in which most of the people watching don't know who they are. You need outside of the universe recognition for a main event of WrestleMania. That's what made Ronda the main event. Without Ronda, I don't think that would have been a main event. Without Charlotte, it would have.
Well, let's shoehorn Brock Lesnar in there, and we can make it work.
Yes, that'd be my thing.
With
Brock
special-
Lesnar should have won and challenged Adam Cole.
Easy way to make
Yes.
this work. Special guest referee Fucking
Cyndi Lauper.
I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm cool with this.
I
Yeah.
met her.
But that's just my thing about it, because I keep hearing it and seeing it. Everyone's going like, "Oh, it should be NXT." Someone even, so I listened to Sam Roberts. Someone even messaged Sam Roberts with a question saying, "Here's what I would think should happen. Keith Lee should go in there, knock out Brock Lesnar, win the Royal Rumble, and then he wanted him to go to go to WrestleMania, defeat Brock Lesnar for the title, and then the next night on Raw have the NXT title and the world title." And say this is the only one that matters, and throw the world title down and walk out. And it's all like, and Sam read that and he reads the whole thing, and goes, "No, that's ridiculous."
That's
Like, why are you shitting on the lineage? You know what I mean? Like, I think the people who love NXT love it more than anything, and I get that, and that's cool, and I appreciate that.
like AEW.
Like AEW, people who love AEW and forgive it for everything that it does, they fucking love it, and I get that too. But is AEW going to sell out MetLife? You know what I mean? Are they going to put on something that is Ronda Rousey going to sign over there? Is Conor McGregor going to be there to bring in a main event at MetLife and bring in 100,000 people?
They'll sell out
They're
in
not
10
there
minutes.
yet. Yeah, they'll sell out in 10 minutes.
No, that's
They
silly.
can get there,
But
but they're not there.
But they can bring back WCW Kiss, and maybe.
And NWO Sting. Yeah, he's still out there. But you know what I mean? Like,
But
it's just they're just not there, and it's like you guys are trying too hard. Like, just really take a step back and look at it.
well, that was my problem with Survivor Series.
Yeah,
I didn't like that NXT steamrolled everyone at
like
Survivor
that.
Series, and to me, it was a waste of Survivor Series.
it was. It
was
will
like-
be a forgettable Survivor Series in the long run because it was there to facilitate NXT becoming
Equal
elevating.
brand,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're an equal brand. We did this amount of good stuff. But what did it do for NXT? Did their ratings spike and stay up? They're right back to where they were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we know that just them as their own, because they did get a spike. There was a point there they had well over 1 million. But they're not keeping those people because they're a different type of program. You know what I mean? And so we have to stop pretending that they are for everyone. They're not Ballad Club.
They're a yeah, but he's there.
Yeah.
But they're a mainstream indie show with all the false finishes and stuff like that, and it's
Which
like,
is really cool. It's really
If
cool
you're
that it's
into it.
there. But
it's bothering me now.
there's differences. There's definitely differences.
I mean, to me, like it is like that's kind of what I like about it the most is it's a mainstream indie show.
Yeah.
Then I have to like watch it with a shitty camera and hearing somebody yell like cunt off to the side just over and over again. Kevin Owens could my wife like just I like not.
Julian was like, NXT.
Yeah. NXT. No, and I get it. I think all that stuff's cool, but it is mainstream indie. And there's a reason indie shows they're still in armories. They're still at the FVW.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the mainstream draw. They just don't. And it's totally fine. But it's weird, this weird push that everyone has. And I don't mean like the fact that you had this dream of Tommaso Ciampa winning going for NXT. That's cool. But since you brought it up, you're not the only one saying this.
I know.
There's a lot of people saying this stuff, and to me it's like a little crazy.
But see, with that, it would feel like a waste, like Charlotte,
Yeah.
where Ciampa doesn't need that push.
That's true. Ciampa doesn't need
He could.
it. As
and
we
they
saw
did,
this
yeah.
week, he literally just walked down and said, "I'm ready for my title shot now."
Fair point. Yeah. No, yeah. I think the way it went was like really good way. I think Drew winning was. It's like didn't pick this one for it, but I'm happy with it. But I was kind of happy. Part of me would not have liked it in the long run, but I would like to see Brock just take everyone out one by one. Just there.
I was
"Oh,
interested
fuck
in
you.
it. Halfway through, I was like, I don't know. I could kind of be. This could be the thing.
I was thinking that too. The only thing that we talked about with Drew winning, it almost feels like a waste because it was the heat's there between Brock and Drew now
What are you talking about? Where?
for Drew eliminating Brock.
Oh,
There's
by
tension.
Okay.
Yeah.
The elimination taking place.
Yeah.
And then the win.
Yeah. Because I was even thinking when Drew eliminated him, that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to win. Except for then Corey said, well, in order to face him, he has to win this. And I was like, ugh. But I was thinking would have been great is that Brock tied Braun Strowman with 13 eliminations.
Yeah.
I think it would have been great if Drew was out there and like Final Four or whatever, and Brock goes in and eliminates him, gets the record, and eliminates
And then just gets
Drew.
walked right,
Yeah.
right back out. Just leaves again. All right, I'm done. I did my thing.
Yeah.
I said my piece.
But there would have been the heat there. That still would have spearheaded whatever this is
And Drew could have
going.
won an elimination chamber, and
Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah, it could have been into a little more of a story, but I do think that him winning was to solidify that he's a threat.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh yeah.
his character's had so many weird wins and losses and stuff. His character's been all over the place. So I think that it made sense. Once they did it, I was like, okay. I mean, you have to say that not only did Drew knock him out, but he's a credible threat. He also won. He can do what he wants now.
I do find him being called the sexy Scotsman now kind of weird.
Pretty sure doesn't have a problem with it.
Okay.
Oh, she moved on from Ricochet.
Wow.
Drew McIntyre was her first.
Hmm.
Muppet-like sounds.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
It's like the Charlie Brown teacher.
Every time he came up before, she was always like, "Oh, let's wrestling's on."
Oh my god.
we can-
You should see some of his other
The
women
lights
fans.
turned down low.
Oh yeah.
His female fans are wow. They're much.
Yeah. What was the one saying that you saw the other day?
There was
She had a really good line.
There's one person like, oh, isn't like MS when it's ever a New York show, she always gets kicked out. She always like has like Balor like she has the most like vulgar fucking Balor
yeah,
ever.
there's some women that are really raunchy with some of the dudes. I'm like, calm down, lady.
Tell him that cool line that you told me today.
I'm trying to remember which
No,
one.
it was really good. It said that she's reading tweets and she goes, "Oh my god!" I was like, "What?" She's like, "This lady says I wish I had more holes." Keeps rolling.
Oh, that was when she was looking at she was looking at the Usos and
And Roman.
Like,
Yeah, that's what it was.
And
The
like
bloodline.
and like whoever they were against, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Come on.
Did you look at her bio? She's like 12.
The bio says, "I love my husband."
Yeah.
Brown number 3.
Yeah.
Someone said that. They're like, are
about
you
in life.
married? And the woman was like, I can look. I can look, damn
That's
it.
not looking.
And wish I had more holes.
I could look and
wish.
more holes.
God, that's hard in the heart.
Yeah, makes them hard in the heart.
Heart in the heart. Wish I had more holes.
Who says that? Anyway.
Yeah, no. So we'll get into some of that other stuff, but just in general, Royal Rumble this year was had some pretty decent stuff. But those two particular wins were, I thought, pretty notable. Did you watch AEW or NXT first?
I watched AEW.
Did you watch either?
I watched NXT.
Okay. Well, let's talk NXT and then talk AEW.
Cool.
So that way you can. That way it's not like we'll get your shit out and then move on. That way we can talk about NXT and then we can get to your shit. You know what I mean? Let's see. As far as like top and bottom stuff, because I don't know if you want to go through everything. I mean, there was the Balor Trent 7 match. What do you guys think?
It was good. I mean, Balor just steamrolled him.
Yeah. I mean, the match went on forever.
Yeah.
So, if you want to talk about any specific matches on there, we can, but I'll just go through my tops and bottoms of the week that included it. One of the things I really like right now is Keith Lee as North American champ.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fucking cool. I really like that they took it from Roddy. I think that opens up a whole line of story with him in the Undisputed Era. I do think he's a little weird on the mic. I think he's not quite there yet on the mic, but he could get there. And he was a little weird. I don't know. I've been not feeling as many people. All of these faces, they all think they're pretty funny.
Yeah.
And it's been a little weird.
Yeah. I thought it was a little weird how he was trying to like escape out of the ring.
Yeah.
When
And he's like joking
Kodiak and
around,
Priest were in there,
making faces like, "Ooh, better
Yeah.
go." And you're all like, yeah.
the biggest dude in the ring, like trying to tiptoe out
Yeah.
of there.
The thing with it is when you do something like I didn't like the humor that much. I caught it too, and it's like I think what happens is like, oh, that was a really cool moment. Let's add more to it. People like it, but the reason it's cool or funny when Brock Lesnar, and he's not a face, but he's like giggling and being silly, is that you don't see him doing it. And that was my favorite part of the Royal Rumble was him just being like, This guy over
Oh
like,
yeah,
when
he's
he's
like,
dancing to
"Who the fuck is this
MVP.
guy?" Oh yeah,
music.
MVP's music. He's like, all right,
yeah.
getting ready.
But you're not doing it all the time.
No, and he's pretty fucking intense. And when he goes intense, he's like murder intense. Keith Lee hasn't gone murder intense. So you being lighthearted just looks like maybe you're not taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Which he is, but it comes off that way. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't mind seeing like Keith Lee snap.
Yeah.
Just
The closest we got was, what, 2 weeks ago when he pushed that security guy into the bushes?
Yeah.
That was kind of neat.
Yeah.
Or when he
But-
like, rises up from like behind the rings or behind the ropes or
Turnbuckles,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like sometimes that's when I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Now he's getting serious.
The first time he did it, yeah, but they even that like
They did it a couple of times, and after a while I was like,
He's gonna do a wet willy next.
yeah.
Come up.
Yeah.
clown nose.
Yeah. But like, and then after that was the Dijakovic Priest match.
Did you have that as one of your tops or bottom?
No, it was kind of towards the bottom. Like, I like both of the guys, but it was pretty just lackluster. Kind of long as well.
Two big lanky guys
Yeah,
fighting.
I don't like how Dijakovic going against a bigger guy keeps doing like the giant grab of the neck and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, dude, he's
He seems
just
nice
as tall as you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't look the same.
There's the big show, and then you get why it's weird.
Yeah.
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 I even think that it comes off better with Tegan Knox when she does the choke slam. First time I was all like, I don't know how this is going to play out. But she does it more and more, and you're like, no, I think it works out for her
Yeah.
character. Because it's never the big choke slam.
Yeah.
It's just her trying to do a choke slam, and she lands one on someone, but it's not devastating, like every time. And that's what I like about it, is they don't overplay into her choke slam either. It's not like she does it, and everyone's like, oh my God!
Yeah.
There's like, she's doing an homage to one of her favorites, because she's like, I think I can choke this person and strong arm him down. You know what I mean?
It's just like a throat push.
Yeah, exactly. And it works. And I think it actually comes off great.
Yeah.
But yeah.
See, and that was another one on my bottom of NXT was the Tegan Knox Dakota Kai match.
The match?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
That was match of the night.
I thought it was a good match, but to me, it went by pretty quick.
That's why it was match of the night.
But my thing is that you had this huge build-up for weeks and
No,
stuff
it's
like
not
that.
done.
It's not done, but at the same time, it was just like, it was like a squash match. Especially when you have all these other matches going 20, 30 minutes.
That's exactly what I have written down. It's exactly why I liked it. So let's go through this. So on my bottom is just that NXT is becoming exhausting to watch. Every match goes way too long, tries too hard. No one has a finish anymore, and I don't believe a single pinfall attempt for at least 20 minutes. Like there's none of them are false finishes because just like it doesn't happen. No one's knocking someone out on their finisher anymore. They have to do 2 or 3 of it. Also with tag team matches, they don't seem to understand that there's a difference between synchronized offense and tandem offense. They're not the same. So a lot of the Broserweight stuff was they were doing things at the same time, but they weren't doing things together, and that's
They had
not
a few,
the same.
Yeah, they had a few of those, but a lot of it was ankle lock at the same time. And I forget
Yeah.
what they call it, in sync or
Yeah, well,
in stereo. That's what it is.
yeah, and that
You
doesn't
know,
to
and
me
I
that
hate
doesn't. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It comes off too choreographed to me because it's synchronized, not tandem. Like Revival, they don't do anything at the same time.
Yeah.
They just do everything together, and it makes it more devastating. You know what I mean? But the reason I liked Tegan Knox and Dakota Kai was because it was shorter than almost every other match on the card that night. It was easy to digest. It told a story from top to bottom. It had a believable false finish, but it also had a finish that you saw coming in and that happened. You know what I mean? Like that's the end of the match, and you knew it was the end of the match. There wasn't a whole bunch of like, okay, here's 10 minutes of match, and then 5 minutes of getting to the finish, and then 5 minutes of finish with a bunch of false finishes in the last 10 minutes. It's like half the match doesn't have to be, is it over? Is it not? Is it over? Is it not? Like, and it's not even believable anymore. It's just hard. It's exhausting. But I thought that match was so good because it was just a direct, solid. It was like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't even think it was that.
I think it was maybe 10 minutes with intros, I guess.
Maybe.
But it was like a 10-minute match that told a story. There was people with a heated rivalry. They got out of the ring. They got back in the ring. The whole business with the chair and Candice LeRae. Like, it also lets you know the story's not over.
Exactly, but I also wanted to see. I would have preferred a disqualification over a clean win.
Well, Dakota Kai's gotten a couple wins over Tegan Knox using a weapon behind the ref's back. So here's Tegan Knox getting hers back, and I'm sure it'll lead into some sort of no counts, false count anywhere,
no DQ.
no DQ, something like that. But it feels like it's going somewhere. It was a story.
Yeah.
It was a match that moved a story along. Where I feel like so much of NXT is like,
stop and go.
yeah, what was that for? What was this match for? Why did this go 30 minutes? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know why we're doing it. So it's funny that you're like, a lot of these matches go on too long. You're like, this one too short.
Yeah.
Hey!
But that was my only complaint of the match. I liked the match. I loved the storyline. Like, I'm into it. It just was over quick.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm just looking for the payoff, and obviously it's not coming yet, and I don't want the payoff to be on NXT. Should be at a takeover or something, but
No, maybe Portland.
And then I have in the middle of bottom and top is the Broserweights winning.
What did you feel about it?
I like both of them. I'm not sure how I feel as them as a team yet, but I don't like that NXT keeps putting, two random singles together and them winning the Dusty Cup.
Yeah.
I don't like that they call it the Dusty Cup either.
Oh, I don't know. Let's go.
This old Dusty Cup.
Yeah, exactly. Seems like something in the corner of the shed where you put like spare screws in. Like, oh, throw it in the Dusty Cup.
I need to drink something right now. Oh, we're not near the house. Here?
Yeah.
That's got bug poison in it. Don't worry about it. Just flush it.
What do you think, Clump?
I mean,
Did you have any notes about NXT at all?
I watched AEW, not NXT.
You didn't watch NXT at all?
I did not watch NXT at all.
Okay, cool. Oh wait, so you didn't see any segments? Did you at least see some of the replays of like Ciampa?
No, not really.
You would have liked
Oh,
that
that was a
segment.
good segment.
I'm
That
very
segment-
like, hey, man.
Because I wouldn't say, hey, we gotta watch this whole thing,
Bring it up on
but
YouTube real quick.
but that segment you should
I'll
check
watch
out. They
that.
did a good job with that segment, and it was relatively short. It was like a 5
But see, the thing I didn't like about the Broserweights winning is the Grizzled Young Vets, I think, could have used it.
Yes.
They would have, because whoever wins got a title shot. I think Undisputed Era, I would have liked them to come out and be scared of the Broserweights and cause, the win for the Grizzled Young Vets and, them go for the UK titles. They won, okay,
Yeah.
And that could have moved that storyline along.
Yeah, you could have pushed two storylines with one fall.
But I just don't. I'm not excited that they won it. Like I said, I like both Riddle and.
They wrestle like two single stars who are in a tag match together. They don't wrestle like a tag team. And that's a little bothersome to me if you're winning a tag team tournament.
Yeah.
My biggest problem with that match was it was just another match. Every single match in that tournament was just as long, with just as many false finishes, with all the same moves. All those matches should have led up to this match. This match should have been the match that we're talking about. It should have been the match to go like, oh my god, did you see how that ended?
You should have watched.
Right? But at the end of the day, if you watched any match in the entire tournament before this match, you already saw the match. It was just another match in the card because they're doing too much. Like, they're killing themselves. It's just like...
But see, I think the Grizzled Young Vets could have used it more. And I think them coming in would have been an upset story. Because I think they think UK is beneath NXT.
They
And
definitely treat it that way.
yeah. And I think that would have been, a cool story. Like, oh my gosh, these guys came out, might get eyes focused on UK. Like, I think they're trying to, but they're not succeeding.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the win just because the match didn't stand out, just because all their matches are going that way right now. Like the Christmas episode of NXT. I watched the first match, didn't watch the rest of the show because I was like, okay, there's nothing else to
show's
watch.
gonna be like this.
Yeah, the whole show is 25 minutes a match and 1,000 false finishes. And it was Roderick Strong and Austin Theory's first match on NXT. Why would that go 30 minutes? Why is your North American champion having such a hard time against a rookie? I mean, yeah, you made Austin Theory look good, but you made Roderick Strong look stupid.
Yeah.
And neither one of them have a finish anymore. They couldn't close the deal with their own finish one time. What the fuck are you doing? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, it means when I see Austin Theory later, I go, oh, here's the guy who almost got it done with Roddy and his finish doesn't do much.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather be like, oh, here's that dude who got hit by Roddy. What's he got? You know what I mean? But
What did you think of the promo with Riddle and Dunn?
I think Dunn is great. I don't like Riddle. I think
like
almost
Riddle.
at all. But it's fine. I mean, I like that Dunn constantly looks like he's just
Pissed off.
yeah. Well, it's kind of like the two stupid dogs, or the little dog that would jump around the big dog.
Oh.
Or remember the cartoon they have? It shows Nelson and Martin's next to Nelson dancing, and Nelson's just walking serious. That's what the team looks like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them's a big kid. He doesn't make any sense, and the other person's actually tough.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it comes off to.
Yeah.
Comes off to me.
I liked it. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, a lot of people did. What do you think of Shotzi Blackheart having her own tank?
I thought it was funny. I think it was a direct shot at what's his name, dude from AEW, Guerrera.
You think it was?
Oh.
Yeah, because he took a small tank to Rumble.
Yeah. Remember I told you that? That was...
Yeah, but I thought it was like just a stupid invasion angle that didn't even take off on AEW side.
Well, yeah, but I think it was like a.
Did anybody even care over an AEW?
Yeah, I just thought it was a
Talk
one
about
time.
They didn't talk about it?
Yeah, I didn't talk about it.
Good.
That was him. He's from Houston. That was why he was doing it. He also does stuff on YouTube and stuff too. So it wasn't related to AEW.
Yeah, she went all out. She
Mhm.
was like,
Her tank looked pretty cool.
I liked
she
it.
was so in character. I loved it.
Yeah, and it looked like Tank Girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it was funny when she drove down to the ring and like didn't
It
stop.
bumped. Yeah.
She can't go in the match. She got whiplash.
One of the other things, those circles. Did you see those weird circles? That... Oh, we got a new emote coming. Where's the 520 and 2? And then they readjust later and it says 2520. That's tomorrow's date. What do you think? Do you think someone's making their debut tomorrow?
Be cool.
Charlotte
Super
is gonna come over, but
Oh, fuck that.
sorry, it's not really a debut.
No.
No, it's. I'm trying to think. I don't know much indie guys.
Yeah.
To me, those circles look like the ring. Remember
Yeah.
from the movie?
Babatunde.
Ooh, that could be cool.
I mean, it could be they never
Yeah.
do anything with him.
They haven't. And he's been around for a bit, and I guess he's not bad. I hear he's pretty decent.
Yeah.
The only other thing I had about NXT in there was Ciampa and the contract signing.
It was nice.
That was a cool segment, and Ciampa started bleeding on top of his head.
Well, first he attacked Undisputed Era with the pipe because he's like, these guys aren't getting in my way.
Yeah, it was a really nice pipe.
Yeah.
too. It was very clean.
Yeah.
Brand new pipe.
He piped him.
Yeah.
He piped him good. They weren't moving afterwards. So he goes out to the ring.
Brings a table.
Yeah.
Sprays, paints yellow X in the middle, and puts the pen down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to watch this now.
Yeah, that was it. That was
This is
it.
good, yeah.
And then Adam Cole
They
comes
signed the
out all
contract
pissed.
and walked away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Adam Cole walks out all pissed, and then Steven Regal comes marching out with the contract, being like, maybe you didn't know, but Adam Cole just signed a contract a while ago against anybody ever, so you can go sign it now. Ciampa's like, yeah, go ahead, bring it. And then Cole takes it, and he's like, oh, I'll take care of this, goes down there, hits Ciampa on top of his head with a mic. He starts bleeding, and then he
Not
throws
profusely, but
pretty
it's
good.
pretty good, yeah.
He was being weird with it, though.
There he was.
He like goes like this, and he's like,
Licks it.
I was like, oh! Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your kind of stuff.
And then then he slams Cole through the table, signs the contract, and then he fucking smears the contract with
Well,
blood.
and the crowd was saying, sign it in
Yeah,
blood,
yeah.
sign it in
Use
blood.
your blood.
Yeah, use your
Use
blood.
your blood.
So he does. He goes like that and just goes. And I was watching with my son, and he goes, like the Fiend.
Yeah,
I was
that's what I said.
Yep.
No, he's scarier.
Yeah. But yeah,
And
it
he's
was
like
good.
looking at the title, and blood's just dripping.
Oh yeah,
on the
he's
title.
holding the title like this, and blood's dripping on the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should check out that segment. The segment
It
was
was
done
good.
really well. It was really cool. And I do think you would like the Dakota Kai Tegan Nox match, but apart from that, there's nothing in here that's like, holy shit, how did you not see this?
Yeah.
Those are only two segments where I would be like, if you didn't watch it, you ought to. On that same topic, AEW. Anything in there that if I didn't watch it, I ought to?
John Moxley had a pretty decent promo to start off. It went to a blow up with Moxley and the Inner Circle, which was pretty cool. Moxley looked good. It was in Ohio, so Moxley had and he did a call out, which I thought was kind of hokey. It's not just me, it's not just me fighting all of you. It's everyone here with me. Which I was like, okay, that's kind of hokey.
Did you give him Mankind thumbs up?
He still got one eye.
Right here.
Here.
He's still got one eye, so he's
Still doing the one eye thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who's
But-
got one eye?
Moxley.
No.
Jericho took a spike off his jacket and stabbed him in the eye. So now he's been wearing an eye patch for weeks.
Which evidently
'Cause
Tony
it's-
Khan had to go to TNT in advance and get permission because of like various other things in the past at WCW where they just fired people for like shit like that.
Yeah. So he stabs out his eye, but no blood.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Eyes don't bleed.
Not even some jelly or anything? No.
I wish.
There's
I
a ping
remember-
pong ball on the end of it. Oh God,
Yeah.
Jim, what's
Rolling
this?
down the-
Yeah, like a cherry tomatoes on the end.
Damn it. Let's see what after that they had Young Bucks versus Butcher and Blade. It was a pretty decent match.
I heard from Jim Cornette that this may be the best Young Bucks match that they've ever put on TV.
I think they did a good job trying to help Butcher and Blade look like not do silly Young Buck shit.
I don't think that Butcher and Blade are capable of that, right? They're people who keep their feet on the ground and fight.
Mm-hmm. So it worked out pretty well, yeah.
Yeah.
It overall, and it worked out like it was neat to see this different style, and I think it was a good thing for. It was like when I think of Young Bucks in New Japan, where it wasn't always like a bunch of synchronized moments that don't add up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out pretty good. They still won the end, but it didn't look bad. They had Nyla Rose versus Big Swole. That was a god awful match. That was my worst of the week. It was god.
And I hear Nyla Rose has a really bad spear, right?
Yep. Nyla Rose. I keep wanting to like. I was really high on Nyla Rose, but yeah, this will be awesome. The work rate's terrible. I'm like, this is.
You're like, I'm high enough.
Yeah. So after watching Nyla Rose and Big Swole, go watch Dakota Kai and Tegan Knox.
Yeah.
Just get the taste out of your mouth.
Well, now they're getting. They have people
Into
like
that,
Chris Statlander's
into that.
fantastic.
Was she on?
Nope.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
You're not giving the right people TV time. Come
Yeah,
on.
exactly. Yeah, no. Then they had Cody versus Kip Sabian. With Arn coming out and Penelope Ford coming out.
Yeah.
They had a weird kiss spot with Kip and Penelope where Joey Janela got in the middle, which
you
is
think
kind
of
of
that?
funny. I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, this works for this. And I didn't like Arn getting tossed out because the whole match is Arn getting involved here and there in this kind, and it was like, this doesn't look
It
great.
made Arn look stupid, right? That's what
Made
I
Arn
heard.
look really fucking. He came out with a play. He came out with a playbook. He looked more like Andy Reid than Andy Reid looks like Andy Reid.
Two walruses.
Yeah.
Do 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 do.
Yeah, but Andy Reid got kicked out of the match. And then
Right after winning the Super Bowl, they kick him out. Jeez.
did you see the Sports Illustrated article when they asked him what he did after he won the NFC the championship? And he's like, I had a cheeseburger and went to bed. And it was the best.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it was like, fuck yes.
Fuck yeah, dude. I want an Andy Reid shirt now.
We're gonna get my Andy Reid jersey.
Well, Jim Cornette sells burger towels. He sells little towels for you to keep in your car for when you're having a cheeseburger on the go. They need to have Andy Reid burger towels, dude.
This is a sheet. I ate a lot of burgers on the road. It's got gloves that fits you can go like this.
Yeah.
Wipe them.
It's a burger tie. Just like a terry cloth.
Goes up to the windshield because, sometimes I have this problem of getting sauce on the windshield.
Yeah.
How do you see? Well, I usually sit in the bus, but whatever.
Got wipers on the inside. Too. No, the inside ones. There you go.
The cheeseburger wipes.
And then for the smell, he just takes a pocket knife into a can of Lysol. Just walks away from the car. But Cody won. Cody beat Kip Sapien. He did, and they're building up that he's really intense because he's focused on MJF. So he gave Kip Sabian, and Sabian sold 3 Crossroads, like one after the other after the other.
I heard he was pretty dead. Like he was just limp body
Yeah,
at some point.
He did good. Like fuck.
They're like, oh my god, he's been murdered. He's just like.
Let's see after that.
After that, we had Dr. Britt Baker, which made my bottom 5.
Yeah, I didn't. I was like, this is annoying. So
You didn't listen to it?
I-
Who's she feuding with? JR and Shivani?
I don't know what it is with specifically their female talent. But MJF does it too. But it's like their female talent. And MJF's a good heel when they're heels, and they're just hitting on them, and it doesn't come off good. It comes off really mean. I know that Excalibur is kind of like Pudgy and JR and Tony are old, but fuck, don't be mean to him.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing from the Territory days where I forget who it was. I think it was Bill Watts said to somebody where they cut a promo and talked shit to one of the announcers. And when they went into the back, he was all like, unless you plan to have a match with him, I don't want to ever hear you say that guy's name again. You know what I mean? Like, there's no payoff when you talk shit to my announcers.
Yeah.
And then you undermine my announcers who are supposed to bring legitimacy to the product.
Yep.
And now you're just going to shit on them and nothing can come of it. No thank you. You know what I mean? Like, so when I see that that's what she's been doing for weeks, it's like, who are you trying to fight? Like,
No, I did see a clip online where she was calling Shivani old or something like that.
yeah, and then she was talking shit to JR.
And then he
Yep.
was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
No, it was, I mean, yeah, that. Then we had Proud and Powerful and Chris Jericho versus Darby Allin.
Interview. All right, wait, no, there was an SCU thing, right? Before
Oh
that.
yeah. Sorry, there's SCU. They came out. They had a match with
Hybrid 2.
yes,
How was that?
Jack Evans and Angelico.
Is that okay, even? Not really?
When they came out, they both like.
I heard Angelico's got the worst lockup. He just kind of like...
Yep, because he's very
Wet
lanky.
noodled.
Yeah.
Because he's very lanky and just weirdly built. He looks like a skeleton, half like a skeleton with like just a like it's bad.
He goes
And-
to like lock up with Kazarian, and he goes like this, and then like into like a weak little headlock where he's kind of like,
Yeah.
and you're like, what are you doing? Why is Kazarian being like, ow?
Well, from the start of it, when
Does he
they
have bones in his arms?
well from the start when they come out, so when it's SU, they come out, they look awesome, they look super hype, it's great. When Hybrid fucks come out, it's Jack Evans coming out and just kind of trudging to the ring, like determined and kind of looking done. And Angelico behind him walking and doing like the most over the top impression of Matt Riddle's walk, where he's just like sea walking out. And it looks and it's taken forever and it looks dumb as literally like that. He's not fucking around. Like it's like that.
Angelico comes out like that. And you're like, wow, dude, you can't be in the ring in that condition.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. You look like TNA and Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
You can't do this.
Too soon?
You see?
Eric Bischoff's gonna come out and end this match really rapidly.
Yeah.
No, it was
And then Sting's gonna say this is bullshit.
but yeah, SCU won, looked good. I mean, they're not gonna lose to these two. So yeah,
Are they still the champs?
yeah. Wait, no, they're
No,
not. They're not.
This
they're
is not champs. Guess who's the champs?
Is it the private party people?
No.
No.
It's Omega and Hangman. They just threw them together for a match and they won.
Great.
Yeah. They're not doing the same stuff WWE. I wouldn't even care if it wasn't the fact that I hate that WWE does that.
Yeah.
And then they would be like, we're not going to do crazy shit like that. We got the best tag division in the world. And they're like, yeah, just get in there. Come on.
Two of the like
Yeah,
bosses
they-
of the company.
Hangman's not the boss, and I think they're trying to build up like a split because what then did happen when they had the Wardlow versus Young Bucks match, or the Young Bucks versus Butcher and Blade, is they start like after the match just beating down the Young Bucks. So Kenny comes out, V-trigger knee, and then Hangman comes out like shambling with a beer.
Yeah, he's drunk. He's a
sober
drunk,
drunk,
now.
Yeah.
He comes out and goes, hold my beer. And then he does a buckshot lariat into the ring and knocks over the guy and grabs
Takes
the
the
beer
beer
back.
and leaves.
Which is kind of a funny spot, but also kind of like, can we not be doing a lot of this drunk stuff?
It's and they're doing it so much. That's what I'm getting tired of. I'm like, okay, I struggle with it because it's like the thing of like, why don't I like ODB? I don't like drinking in the ring. But Stone Cold did it, so it's not too bad. And Beer Money Inc. do it, so okay.
I used to like Beer Money.
But
Yeah, but when Scott Hall did it and Hawk did it, that wasn't funny.
yeah, but when
They were trying to cover it up.
Too real.
Does Hangman come out with guns like Jeff Hardy?
yeah, at least and Hangman doesn't come out like he's not coming out like he's drunk. He's coming out like he's not coming out drunk. He's coming out loose.
Like he just got out of happy hour?
Yeah, like he just had like a couple beers. Whereas
But
ODB,
every time they have him out there, though, it's always like he just came from drinking or he's trying to get another drink.
Yeah.
Or with Stone Cold, he had a beer after the match.
yes,
It was like, I won and I'm fucking drinking. And you're like, it's a little different. I mean, it's subtle, but it's different.
and Lance Archer comes out and he like smashes beers and he's not drinking any of them. Yeah, he's
Just
just
smashing them.
he's just pouring them over people. And,
Did you see the one of the linemen for the Chiefs is in the I think the NFC or AFC Championship game? they scored a touchdown, and he ran over, and there's a fan that had 2 beers, and he clanks them together and pours them on his own like that. He got fined for it, but
Worth it.
he didn't drink them.
There's another dude who does the Penta stuff.
Oh yeah, the George
Quarterback-
Kittle.
Yeah, isn't he the quarterback
No,
for,
he's the tight end
for the San Francisco?
yeah.
Yeah.
Every time he gets a first down, instead of doing that, he's all Seattle.
But he does the little walk too.
Yeah,
And then they lost.
Yeah.
yeah, they did.
Seattle wins.
Okay.
Aw.
I don't much care for football, but I like the 49ers.
Oh, we didn't.
What a good game that was, though.
That was a good game.
Either way, because the fact that the game changed 100% in the last 6
Yeah.
months of the game,
Yeah.
that's exciting.
I get that Kofi story about like Kofi and Xavier Woods watching Atlanta versus.
Yeah, but the difference is Kofi's rooting for the most dominant team in the history of time. They're not the underdog. This was kind of 2 underdogs, in a sense. 2 teams who hadn't been in a really long time and looking like they were going to do it. I mean, so for me, I didn't really have a dog in a fight. I was rooting for the one team because of,
Dondo.
yeah, because of Dondo and because of, I forget, for one, it was funny because of
Andy
Baron
Reid.
Corbin.
Oh.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid. Like, there was a couple of reasons where it's like, okay, it'd be nice for them. I'll root for them. But, like, 7 minutes left in the game, I legit looked over and was like, this game's over, man.
over.
That's rough. That's rough. But then the last 7 minutes, it was like, oh my God, everything is changing. It was just exciting to watch.
I remember looking at because I had not watched the game all day, and we were like watching something on Disney Plus, and I'm looking at my phone, like, huh. 23-23 because I hadn't watched anything.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. Maybe the San Francisco will pull it out. And I'm like watching. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And then I looked up and was like, wait, they were like 10?
Yeah.
What the shit?
Yeah, it was 20-10 with 7 minutes left, and then it's like 20-31. It's like just stomps them.
The back and forth with Naomi and Corbin was the best.
That was really funny because Naomi and the Usos are all Niners, and Corbin was right there
No offense.
for the Chiefs. So they're hitting each other back and forth.
It's funny that he's like such a big Chiefs fan when he wasn't good enough to play for them.
Ooh,
That doesn't mean he's not a fan. You're not good enough to
I'm
play
just
for
kidding.
AEW.
Wow.
What?
We got real on this
Hey.
show.
at least Clump
that
hasn't tried. He might be able to be on AEW.
That's true. He hasn't tried. He's bigger than Stunt.
Did you get your glasses?
He'd be the biggest guy on the roster too. Like, just don't move.
No, we got Evil Uno's fat ass on there.
Who?
Evil Uno's fat ass is there, and I'm slightly smaller.
Eva who?
Evil Uno.
Oh, Evil Uno.
I'm
Yeah.
slightly smaller than him.
I thought you were gonna say Awesome Kong.
This is getting better. There you go.
I'm not bigger than Awesome Kong. You're right.
Touche. Get your Andy Reid tie on.
Yeah, damn it. Yeah, you retie.
I'm going to the place that has food after this.
How's the Dark Order thing coming along over there?
They didn't do too much this time.
They did a video with him and Christopher Daniels or whatnot.
Yeah, but
But it's not going anywhere.
I've liked a lot of their it felt like it kind of calmed this week versus like some of the other I liked some of the weird segments.
Have you? Are you at a point of giving a shit who the Exalted One is? Or are you just kind of coasting through the Dark Order until they do something?
I want to see them do. I'm curious to see who it could be. I think it could be really awesome. But
So you're kind of coasting through to see where they go with it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. Oh, it's
Why-
fine. It's not bad to not give a shit sometimes, and we'll get to that and some of the stuff about to come up. But
right now, I'm most excited. I want to see Cody MJF, and I want to see someone take the. I want Moxley to take the belt off of Jericho. I mean,
well, Longhorn Waiter did it.
Yeah.
but I think Moxley would be better, though. I mean, I would. There's other people I'd prefer to be in that spot than Moxley, but I just don't want Jericho with the belt anymore.
The thing about this is if they're going to try and say that Jericho should be the title holder because he's the most well-known or the most believable champion, Moxley is the one guy who held the world championship for the longest.
Well, I don't think.
And against the most legitimate people. I know that Jericho beat Stone Cold and Rock on the same night and became undisputed champion, but that was a swerve for an undercard guy to get a win over.
Yeah.
Moxley was a believable world champion for quite some time against John Cena and AJ. That's a believable champion who can bring other people up to his level.
Well, the thing is too is that I just think Jericho and his current physique. That's a big argument.
Yeah, it's hard not to notice sometimes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yours.
That's why Klump could be champ.
Exactly.
I have the
apply
goddamn
yourself.
I have the goddamn decency to wear Spanx.
Yeah.
Not-
Wear a shirt, Jericho.
It was so funny. So MJF was talking about like he took a full spot last week. He's like, I can't swim, and they're like, well, why can't you? She was like, swimming's for two people: poor people and fat people who wear extra shirts at the pool. And I look over at my wife, and she's looking at me, just like slowly starts typing on her computer. And I'm like,
She's like, what? Why would, that's crazy that you said that. What?
you're fine, babe. I'm not the one who buys you.
Love you.
No, don't take that shirt off now.
Producer would look at me and be like, you need more shirts.
Yeah. Get the layers.
Yeah. You're the wrong one. Layer up.
And this is why we can swim, right?
Yeah.
But going back to the Dark Order thing, I heard a thing online, rumors and stuff like that.
That was supposed to be Edge.
No. I heard it was supposed to be Harper.
Harper?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that one
I
yet.
heard Harper or Hardy, actually.
I've heard the Hardy ones.
I heard both of those.
I think my honest opinion is they don't know yet. And I think they're writing it in a way so it can be any of these people. They even put in Jim Cornette stuff in the background. Just because they don't think they have any idea and they want people guessing things, and plus they think it's funny. But they've had like a tennis racket with glasses next to it off in the back corner and shit. And so like
Cool, Jim Cornette.
what?
I'd like Jim Cornette.
That'd be so funny. But
He wouldn't go anywhere near that fucking.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah. But I think that they don't honestly know, and I think they're leaving it open for anybody who they are in talks with, and doing just enough on each one to where you can be like, "See, I knew it,"
Yeah.
for all of them. But I don't think they have a game plan. What do you think, Clump?
Baby Yoda. Oh.
That kind of yours makes more sense. I'd like it to be like Luke Harper or Matt Hardy.
But do you think that one of them could turn around Dark Order and bring legitimacy to them? Or do you think it would just make them look silly? I think Matt Hardy could. I think Luke Harper would look silly. I think Matt Hardy would make Dark Order seem like something.
Yeah, I think Matt Hardy would be my favorite because he's shown creativity and getting just crazy shit over. He'd work.
But see,
He's crazy.
I've only seen a little bit of Dark Order, and they look silly as it is.
That's what I mean. I think Matt Hardy could work with it. Like, yes, we're going to do some silly shit and let's go into it and let's do it this way. And I think that him doing his big, crazy, broken could work with the Dark Order. Where I think Luke Harper is a little, wonderful. Where I think with Luke Harper, I think he's probably actually too serious to make Dark Order work.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, I've liked the weird, like, kind of deeper or darker tone of their promos, too. Like, the video segments, like, okay, I'm cool with this. So, I just want it to be...
Kevin Sullivan.
I asked Kevin Sullivan a question this past week and he loved it.
Did you kill Chris Benoit?
Did you do it? Did you do it?
Come
Dude, come on. Dude, no one's
Just
listening.
between bros, real quick.
No one's listening.
Statute of limitations is...
Yeah. He was in Canada. You're good.
He was interviewed by Sean Mooney, and I was able to ask a question through Mooney, and they asked it, and I asked a question about raps, and he was like, "This is an incredible question." He was like, "No one's ever asked me about this."
3 times he said that.
Nice.
He kept talking about how great the question was, and it also made me realize that my Patreon name is still Marshmallow, and that needs to be changed. Sean Mooney's like, "Got a question for you here by Marshmallow," and then Mooney just starts laughing. He says it, and then starts laughing.
You're in the background. Fuck!
Yeah. How do you change that shit?
Raf Marsh. It's Raf Marsh.
I have a question at the very end. It's also Ref Marsh!
Yeah. You should just combine them. Just be Ref Marshmallow.
Yeah. Mooney, friend of the show.
Nice.
Ran into him out in NWA tapings too. I went over to him. I was like, Mooney, and I was like, it's Marsh. And he's like, man, I was like, dude, I only see you in other states because he lives here in town, but I've run into him in Vegas and Atlanta. And when he called the other day, he was asking about, because he's on NWA, he wanted to know what I thought about, like plans for his podcast and what I think would work or not work and stuff. And as we're talking about it, I was all like, if you ever need anything, man, I'm in town. He goes, he's like, forget it, I'll have to go to Atlanta to run into you again. And I was like, probably, yeah.
Awesome.
But you gotta let, is the kid still there? The Goodards? Carmen and Tyler?
Yes.
Let them know that you love Mooney. He comes in sometimes because he's friends with them.
Yeah.
So there was once he came in and they went to find me. I was at lunch. But you might be able to run into him and meet him. And just let him know your friend's Marsh and he'll think it's funny.
Which one of your lunches?
Yeah, probably third lunch.
I love Sean Money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money.
He's my favorite in WCW.
He's my favorite person that I watched when I was not alive in wrestling.
What are you,
He
12?
was alive.
He wasn't in WWE until like when I was like alive.
He left in 92.
Yeah, I was born in '92.
Really?
Jesus.
Wow. We are old.
The fuck? No wonder you like this dumb shit.
Yeah,
Hey, stop.
yeah, old fucks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bunch of old curmudgeons with this young kid being like, but my stuff's fun.
Doesn't help that
That
as
was
we're having this
so
exchange.
great.
What am I playing with?
Yeah.
That was so great. He
not
left
like-
in like 92.
Yeah, you lived in 92. That's when I was born. What the fuck?
Yeah. Jesus, how old are you?
And then there was the main event. Private Party, Darby, All In. Santana and Ortiz, they've dropped the Proud and Powerful.
Their
Is their music different?
No. The only reason I'm proud is I'm powerful. Or the reason I'm powerful is I'm proud. It's that.
It's still the same song?
Yeah.
Fuck, I hate that song.
I just don't like. I mean, I don't like the Santana.
You like what?
I don't like Santana or Ortiz.
In general.
I don't like
That's all
them.
I am.
I would prefer them to have a different name.
I prefer them to have a different career path.
God. Wow.
They were better. They're better.
Were they?
No.
My understanding is that he's still... Yeah, no.
He's all no. He's just like, all right.
Just keep
Wait.
It's going.
He's still just standing there screaming the best. Does he still oversell way too
Best!
much?
Best! The best!
He did get kicked
Is he licking-
somewhere like in the balls or something like that, and he like wiggled and then fell again, which that's a thing. Yeah,
His fish cell?
yeah, he looked like he was coming and then he fell. Like, nah.
That's good.
Maybe he's into that kind of thing.
But yeah, they kind of got rid of the tongue thing. Kind of. I mean, it still happens, but not nearly. It's not like
I was gonna say, it's still licking shit. And...
Yeah, I couldn't stand any of that. And it's a bummer because Eddie Kingston is so fucking legit. Him and Homicide on NWA are so fucking legit. And they're like best friends with him. And shouted them out when we were at the taping and stuff. And I was all like, oh, God.
I mean,
Did they not learn anything from you?
I always think the Dark Order shit. And the Dark Order shit is just silly. Or no, sorry, the Inner Circle shit is just silly.
Yes.
All of it, who's writing it, who's doing it. It is like there's people in there that are talented and could do things, but I think that they're in this and they're like, okay,
Open mic.
So Mike Knight.
Yep.
yeah. Like I like Sammy. Sammy does great in the ring.
It's open
I
mic
think-
year.
Yeah. I don't really care about Jake Hager, but
He wore a t-shirt for once.
And
Instead of a polo, he had his Inner Circle shirt on.
How'd that work?
it's still the
Yeah.
same colors as pants, which is weird.
have you seen that Visa commercial about football with the Bears? And it's all pass it down to the next generation. It's like a mom getting ice cream for her daughter. Every time I see that commercial, it reminds me of Sammy because that stupid thing he wears.
What? Oh, the little
Yeah.
head thing? He stopped wearing that though, right? He's got it back?
Yeah, he still wears it. When
Tony Schiavone screamed it's a mugging because of Santana and Ortiz, I guess.
because they're minorities.
Yep.
Very racist.
Wow.
That's why I don't watch AEW. They're racist.
How do you think it all played out? How did Darby do in there?
I think it was kind of weird having him in it. Like it was like this weird mix because Private Party, like they look good. They're charisma just doesn't really match with him. Because they come out, they're super hyped up and everything, and then Darby skates down to the ring, and he's just like glaring and like yelling at people, and you're like,
Wait, is he supposed to be a heel now? He's the most over guy in the company.
yeah, but like
I like Darby.
his energy is like, it's like the energy thing. It's like you're not gonna put him like it's hype bros with Undertaker.
Yeah.
Um,
I hate how they let him play his little fucking college videos. I know that's like his whole thing. He wants to direct movies and stuff, and so he makes these little creepy videos. But I think they're all so childish and Bush League, and I think it brings him down when they play those videos before he comes out. I think if they just played a regular intro with the same music, I think he'd be way cooler. But every time he does it, I'm always like, oh, this fucking kid.
yeah.
He's just looking for a platform.
That's what I mean. That's the
all it
problem.
is, yeah.
It was funny. They cut to the crowd and they cut to this like 6 or 7 year old like little kid all painted up, and then his dad's right next to him, holds up the sign, says Darby Allin's #1 fan. And I was like, I don't know if that fits with him.
Isn't Darby's whole thing is he's half dead because his uncle killed himself or something?
Yeah. And then you say that, I'm like, you just always think of Darby Allin's
Yeah, the
#1
kid's like, I
fan.
wish my uncle was dead. What?
I brought you to the fucking show.
What, man?
Don't you like it, Nicholas? I wish you were dead.
Whoa!
Young man. We're going to talk about this on the way back home.
Are you gonna crash? What? Just wish you would crash on the way home.
I like that he's passionate about something, but he just seems like such a fucking ghoul. He's killing pets.
I think you misunderstand Darby's childhood.
Yeah.
Anything else in AEW? Was there any segment in there you think I should probably watch the Moxley promo?
Yeah, I think you watched the Moxley promo.
Was there anything else in there where you're all like, dude, you're missing out?
I think the match the Young Bucks match is really, really good. I think you'd like that. I think watching Cody's match was good. Though, the orange stuff kind of brought me down. Just because it was so hokey.
Was he in there?
Yeah. He came out to the ring with them. It was a big thing. And then when he got ejected, Cody gets out and he's like, it's okay, man. And like, he leaves and I'm just like, that's so fucking weird.
Wait, who?
Orange
Like, Arn
Cassidy?
wasn't on the show.
Oh, I thought you said the orange stuff. You saying the orange stuff.
Arn.
Oh, Arn.
Oh, okay.
I thought you said orange stuff too.
English, not first language.
Thought it was your drink. Ah, the orange stuff.
Yeah, the orange.
Oh, it's orange? Oh, okay.
How did you crushing that? We got to catch up.
It's blood orange, evidently.
I need ice.
Ice.
Let's jump to...
Ice, Shane. Dong, 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 dong. Ice, Shane. Dong, 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 dong.
Beautiful segue.
Ice Ice Baby also came out before I was alive.
Get it, Clem. We're old.
Yeah, but what about Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go? Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go! Go! Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go! Go! I'll find it.
Great.
I'm gonna look up right now.
What we need.
Vanilla
SC.
Ice. Oop.
That's literally the dance though. One of my buddies like. Yeah,
What is it?
The the thing he does.
What am I learning about?
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Look, he was like the music video. Can you just ask that to me?
Is it pick up the microphone? A lot of intro, Vanilla.
Ninja Turtles.
You ever heard of Ninja Turtles?
Yeah? But computer animated stuff?
Not this one.
This was the real ninjas.
These are the real turtles. This is real life, but the animated series.
I didn't know he did more songs.
He also does contemporary music, right, boy?
I did it.
He twisted. He twisted. He's actually a really cool guy.
Vanilla Ice. Oh yeah, you partied with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you partied with him once.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Because I'm old.
Is he signed to ICP's label now?
I don't know. Last time I heard from him, he was redoing houses on some show on TV.
That's when you heard from him? Do you still message him sometimes?
Not anymore.
Okay, you in town?
Remember rocking out of our shells? I miss that shit.
This is good. This is good content.
Just gonna go from a wrestling podcast to talking about like just old 90s.
Okay, I need another drink. How you doing? How you holding up?
I'm good.
I was like, bitch. But did you say it? I said it.
That's it. I looked him square in the eye and I said, anyways, on to SmackDown.
Oh, come on. Come on. You need some ice.
This is like those deer.
Take a swig of this and then have some of that.
Another cup if you don't want to mix. There's more cups on this side.
What? There's nothing to mix with. There's only water in it.
I have a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. Blood orange screwdriver. All right, SmackDown comes on after that, right? So let's see. Yeah, AEW, NXT, Thursday is Impact. Tessa's still the champ.
Yeah.
So that's happening. I don't know who she's defended against. I thought she had a defense against Sammy still, didn't she? But she's still champ. She's still doing it. She's still holding it down. I think it's pretty neat. Let's see. So it brings us to SmackDown Live on Fox. SmackDown on Fox Live. This was Super SmackDown. This is a SmackDown before the Super Bowl. Yeah, it was kind of like no need.
It was sponsored
Just
by.
advertising the Super Bowl.
Same brand.
Yeah.
You're same network.
Yeah.
It was sponsored by Alpo.
Yeah, it was.
Actually, it was like an off-brand. Yeah.
They printed their own labels. Because
Yeah.
did you notice the pull tabs? A couple of them had different colors.
Oh,
a couple of
nice.
them had red. A couple of them were silver.
That's cool.
It's like could have at least bought the same brand.
Well, I
You
think
guys
what
were-
upsets me more. I mean, that was disgusting, but that like the idea of them like mixing dog foods, like we're not just gonna cover you, we're gonna mix it too. Like,
Yeah, if you weren't close,
had
we'll
this-
get you there.
They had the stage hand.
Did you guys have much
I
to
went to
say about?
NYU.
I'm looking at most of my tops and bottoms for the rest of this is really about Raw. I didn't have a ton to say about SmackDown, but I did have like topics to discuss about SmackDown because there was some stuff that happened here that I thought was worth mentioning. What did you guys have for SmackDown?
I just had that the 4-way tag was very predictable.
God, how shitty is that for Morrison?
Yeah.
It's a bigger cup than it looks. Okay.
What the fuck, man?
You look like you're making one of those drinks you get in Mexico. And they put the whole bottle of Sprite in there.
Yeah.
You
Just like
shake it.
leave it and walk away. Oh, it's empty now. Pour other shit in.
They put like 8 straws in there. Go.
I think it's really shitty for John Morrison to be paired with Miz now.
Yep.
Because he just shows up. It's supposed to be a big deal. He comes out with the same shitty music. I was really thinking like, well, now's his time to change his music. He doesn't have to have that shitty music anymore. But he has the same shitty music. He's doing the same
shitty
thing.
intense.
And it's like, this is why you left, I thought.
Yeah.
Because I thought we were all done with this, and you were too. So I thought he went out there to make a name for himself and become a bigger star and come back bigger. But he came back to the middle.
I know we don't like to give credence to the dirt sheets when they're like, yeah, Vince is really bitter, but I kind of want to. I like the fantasy book that is just like, oh, you want to come back, buddy? Oh, Royal Rumble, big entrance, buddy? Nah, we're gonna bring you back on SmackDown 3 weeks prior. Not for anything real big either.
Just doesn't make sense.
Miz doesn't want to talk right now.
Yeah.
And you're back.
Yeah. All right. Well done.
You did it.
Lucha Underground. How's that going?
I don't like that Miz comes out and he's like the star of it, and then John Morrison comes out after him. Like I just don't like any of the stuff with Morrison. He's been missing his finisher left and right. It's like, and not just like they're kicking out of it. He's legit not hitting it right.
Yeah.
It's just a bummer, man. I'm just really bummed out. I was really excited to see Morrison back. Then they had him come up. He showed up on the bump, and then like 2 weeks later, like you said, SmackDown goes, Miz doesn't want to talk. And then he finally comes back. He comes out to the same shitty music. He has like a good match against Big E, a decent match against Kofi. He's thrown out of the Rumble in 4 seconds. Then he comes back to this shit. I don't want you with the tag titles.
I mean, that Rumble spot was like the only spot he could take. Like they're like, hey, we want to really fling someone.
Oh yeah, no, that
can
was
we
a good
throw?
spot. But I'm really deflated on John Morrison all of a sudden. Is what happened here.
I want to be behind him, but it's tough.
What's
Yeah.
there to be behind?
Yeah, they took the wind right out of it.
Yeah.
So total bummer there. I actually didn't mind the opening segment with Roman and Usos and Corbin and all them going back and forth. Didn't bother me. Didn't stand out. It wasn't like, hey, this is incredible. Everyone should watch it. But I thought it was. I thought Roman sounded comfortable.
Yeah.
I think he's doing better on the mic than you think about Roman 2 years ago with an opening segment like this, and it would have been fucking trash.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that it just kind of came off as like another segment, it's not bad. It's not bad. It could be better, but they had something to push.
The lights on the dog food the entire night were weird. Starting from this point on.
Mm-hmm.
What
The
the
chili
fuck?
looked like chili.
I thought it was chilly.
Definitely was chili.
Billy Corgan likes our happy hour.
What? Really?
Yeah, he just liked my tweet that it was a flyer for our happy hour.
Oh shit.
WPC.
William Patrick Corgan, friend of the show, WPC. Sorry, it just happened and it's pretty good.
We're breaking.
We're breaking news right here. Breaking news.
Only been at this for almost
Not even a year.
Oh, not even a.
Not even a year.
NWA for a few months.
Oh, NWA since I guess even they were a few episodes in before you even started, huh?
Hmm?
But what were you saying?
Dog food.
Dog food. Yeah, it was kind of weird. They had the lights on it the entire night because when
funny.
Naomi came out, it was weird that the last light that went down was like
Yeah, they're like
click.
Did you guys like Naomi's?
Yeah.
the fucking helmet. I don't know what that was, man.
I like
I
it.
don't care.
It could have. I think they need to work with it more, not just doing like lava or whatever they did for a while.
Well, they had face on.
They had the face. Well, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. If they did more of that, it'd been cool. But I was wondering how you felt about that because you gave that one dude so much shit for looking like a fly because that's his DJ
Oh, yeah.
helmet.
Yeah, and one dude comes out looking Joaquin Phoenix or whatever.
Joaquin Phoenix is an actor.
Nah, that can't be right.
Do you mean Dead Mouse?
No, the guy in NXT,
Oh.
Joaquin Wild,
Oh.
comes out with that weird moth helmet. I don't know how I feel about Naomi's helmet. I'm more concerned that she can't see.
She can clearly see.
There's no way she can see.
She's doing.
She was awesome. Everyone popped. She's amazing. We love her.
It was a really cool moment. I really liked all that stuff. I even put that in as something I wanted to talk about was just the Naomi Bailey stuff.
Oh,
I thought Bailey was doing an awesome job cutting her promo. What's up?
sorry. Before we go forward, someone has a question.
Oh.
Hey, Showcase has a question about Roman.
Do you guys think keeping Roman away from the title picture has helped him with the crowd?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think it has. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they put him back in the title picture because I think that he's definitely worked himself back up in the good graces of the crowd. But as you could hear at Royal Rumble, they're not ready for him yet. You know what I mean? Like he got huge pops during his match in Rumble against Corbin in the Falls Count Anywhere. But when he came down to Rumble and he was like one of the final ones, every time he went to go knock
Because
someone
everyone
out,
was scared that they were going to give it to him again.
nobody wanted Roman to win it. He was being booed like crazy in the Rumble. So it was all like, oh, they love him, but they're not ready for him to be the top guy right now. So yeah, I do think keeping him away is definitely help people because they can accept him again in a different way. I think instead of they're not feeling so force fed anymore. This is your top guy and that's just it. Which I don't know how much I agree or disagree with the idea of people fighting back about being force fed a champion or not. I don't know. Like they could have said the same about a lot of guys we liked growing up. But I think that keeping him away from the title picture, having him not win every single match always for everything that's important has helped the people get behind him. I'm curious to see how they get him back because I think he's on his way back.
Was he? The thing I was thinking about that because I was thinking about it. Similar thing earlier is that I think it's actually the Usos helping him stay away from that is actually hurting the Usos because they're not in the title picture at all.
Yeah, but they could be believably at any time, which
They could be, but I think they should have been in the Fatal 4-Way instead of this ridiculous 6-man tag that we had the week before.
yeah, but then you just have them in another Fatal 4-Way, and if you're going with John Morrison and Miz anyways, then you can have Usos on the other side of that. You know, if this is wrapping up, then yeah, you let Morrison and Miz do what they're gonna do, and then you have Usos right there to be like, "Hey, new guys in town, guess who's been holding it down?" You know.
Yeah,
So I think you can work with it.
Yeah, I think having them in that would like make everyone else feel real bad too. Like you're gonna make everyone look bad because these two guys, crowd ways over the top for them, and I mean they may not even need a title to fight for.
Yeah, right now they just got to solidify themselves again, I think. But yeah, with Bayley and Naomi, I thought Bayley was actually cutting an awesome. They did a really good job with their promo. And then you had Naomi come out with this weird disco helmet thing.
Disco DJ.
That's what they called it?
It's a DJ helmet. That's what DJs wear.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
not a thing.
Yes, it is.
Really?
It's not a thing.
What? All right.
There's a
I'll
bunch
look
of
this
DJs
up.
that wear it, just like that stupid moth thing that you hate.
He's not wrong, but I never thought of it being an actual term now because there's quite like
Well,
there's
what else
quite
would
a
you
Disco
call
ball.
it?
It's a physical disco ball in her
It's
head.
not a disco ball.
It's just a helmet, but like
It's an LED
you're not
disco.
wrong. Like Daft Punk, Deadmau5, Marshmallow.
Yeah.
There's people that do it, but I'm like, it's like you could theoretically you could call like Bray Wyatt's mask a new metal mask because there's new metal bands that wear masks
Yeah, Slipknot mask.
and Mushroom Head.
Yeah. Elite Showcase wants to know
Mushroom Head's a band.
if WWE forces Roman as champion again, with turning him heel and running with the
Machine Head.
booking work or running with the booing work, they feel like it might, and an NXT heel Roman could work. I don't think you put Roman in NXT. I think he's actually too big of a name for there. You wouldn't want to remove that level of outside visibility from the main roster or from the two big shows, the flagships, as it were. I think you could turn him heel, but I don't think that that's what they want. I don't think that's what he wants. I think he likes the love right now. He's been booed for so long. I think let him get cheered as long as possible.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna turn him heel like similar to like a Hollywood Hogan heel
Like a Hogan style.
or turn.
Maybe. I could see that somewhere down the line. That could work. But then so Naomi makes her entrance in, and then I like that she's dancing, and the camera just zooms over to Bayley, who's like, because she like called out Charlotte, and she's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Charlotte got moves.
Who's that?
I love Bailey's expression so much.
Yeah, just this like, it was a really good job, and I'm actually excited about Bayley and Naomi. They actually that looks pretty brutal. The back and forth.
Well, that's one of the things I put that they looked good with so little time that they had.
Yeah,
They had what 2 minutes,
Killed it.
yeah.
and they're like, all right, go out there, give some looks, dance,
Make people care.
yeah, talk for a second, and then just start fighting.
Good reason. You
Yeah.
never beat me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit. Okay.
Fight home. Ping ping.
Cool.
Ting ting.
Ting ting.
It's the Alexa and Nikki versus Fire and Desire. I wanted to bring up real quick because
I wanted to talk about that too.
that was just a solid tag team match.
Yeah,
There wasn't
it
a
was
whole
good.
lot of goofiness going on either side. It was just a normal tag team match that just looked good, which makes me excited that they're starting to bring back more to the tag division of the women's.
Yes,
women's
because the
division.
tag division is irrelevant in the women's right now.
Yeah,
It's Raw between the male and the female Raw tag team champions, whatever. They're fucking it up because they're giving it and then to these teams, and then one person is going off and doing stuff,
yeah,
and it's stupid. Like we were excited about the women's tag, that's why we threw it out here because we want a women's tag team division.
yeah. We
And
were
it's
really
not
excited about
there.
Kabuki Warriors being a team.
Yeah, and then
And then when
I
they
know
won, it was great.
I know what's her name got hurt, Kairi Sane, but
But she was back wrestling a week later.
yeah, exactly.
2 weeks later,
And
maybe.
and they're still just pushing, and that's one of the bottom things I put on Raw. We're not going to go into it 100%, but that they keep just pushing Asuka as a single competitor right now.
yeah.
But anyways, so back to that. I was excited that Bliss and Cross, they mentioned a possible tag championship match down the line.
Yeah, and I think all three of those teams are good tag teams.
Yeah. I'd like to see Bliss and Cross like win it. I'd like to see just a program where we're seeing that title fought for again.
They'd be the first 2-time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only been 3 champions, right?
So I think. Well, no, because you had Boston Hug, Iconics, Kabuki, and Bliss Fits. So it'd be the first 2-time.
But see, and then Fire and Desire, like, I think they could be cool with it. Especially with this whole thing with Otis
Yeah.
asking Mandy out, which is
Which I think's been weird. I mean, it's been entertaining, but I don't know where they're going with it. I don't know if that means Mandy's getting her own thing or not. Do you do the same storyline if they're tag champs? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I feel like you wouldn't.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like much the same as kind of Elite is asking, do I think Fire and Desire is going to be split before or after Mania? I think the split's coming, but I think probably happen at Mania. I think there's going to be a thing. I think the
Do you think
something's going to happen at Mania, and then after Mania, it's going to be like, all right, fuck.
Do you think they go for the titles and Otis causes
a rift?
The loss? Yeah.
Yeah, that could be. It could definitely be. On the same token, Kabuki Warriors broke the Iconics record for longest title reign with the tag champs. I'm pretty excited about that.
They've defended it as many times too.
Well, they've defended it a couple more times than Iconics. Iconics won it and then disappeared until they lost it.
He said, Elite says, I never know why both women and team but focus on Mandy more. Why they put both on a team but only...
Yeah, because there was a while where Mandy was coming out with Sonya and Sonya was blurred out.
Yeah. It happened like last week. I saw it again.
No, they were blurring the sides and she moved to the side but came back. But yeah, I don't know why you're going to push them as a tag team but treat them as singles. You kind of have to do one or the other, but I think that they're capable of being a good tag team. Mm-hmm. But then again, they kind of both wrestle singles anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know. They got to do something with them.
They need to do something with the damn belts.
Yeah. What do you think about Braun?
I think it's good that he has a belt. Like
sorry, go ahead. Didn't mean to cut you off.
It's been too long for him to get a singles title belt. And it not be like something silly or gimmick, like you won this thing. It's cool to see him win it, and I kind of want him to hold it for a long time. I want to see him defend it. I want to see it become important again. And it is important, but I felt like under Shinsuke, it needed to go away from him pretty rapidly.
Yes, and that's one of the things I put is that I didn't realize how long Shinsuke had it.
Mm-hmm.
He's had it for a while.
Almost 100 days, I think they said, like 90 some days. And I was like, holy shit. And I was like, I thought it was only been a couple of weeks, and I'm glad Braun finally got something like that. I hated the way it ended in the match. I hated the exposed turnbuckle, and Braun needed to steamroll Cesaro and Sammy, and then finish Shinsuke.
Yeah,
and it wasn't. Both Cesaro and Sammy are standing on the outside.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be these ultimate heels, and I would have even loved if they immediately, I think what they should have done is they should have cut a promo where Sammy's coaching Shinsuke. Yeah. All right, this is our plan. This is what we're gonna do. This and that. They go out there. It's failing because Braun's too big, and they purposely get Shinsuke disqualified.
Yeah,
and then draw it on to the next match. Hey, I didn't get my true, and whatever. And I think they could have drawn that out more, and it felt like...
Or if they had even done it where they start the match with Sammy and Cesaro doing something like literally pushing the ref over at the same time someone slaps Braun and be like, "What? Disqualify us," and have the ref instead be like, "No, get out." Yeah. Now we're going to restart the match.
Yeah.
I could see that working out as well.
But it was just, like I said, I didn't like the way it ended. They're supposed to be, trickster heels and stuff like that, and they really didn't throw that many obstacles his way. And like I said, just seeing Sammy and Cesaro while Braun's pinning Shinsuke on the outside, like,
yeah,
is he gonna kick out? Yeah. And it was like,
it felt odd.
Yeah. But I like that Braun's the champion.
Yeah.
All said and done.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool if he changed the belt back. I'm not a big fan of the IC.
I don't like the new one.
I like it.
I liked it at first, and I
almost got it when I was in Atlanta because it was on sale for like $300 or something like that. $200. It was kind of low. I'm also like, it's probably not gonna get that low again for a long time. But I decided against it.
Look at all that overtime you had.
I know I got other stuff. I do like the new look of it, and I do think that it's about time anyways. It's been that look for a long time, and every other belt's changed at some point. You know what I mean? This one's just been the same for 30 years or some shit. I mean, except for like when it was like in the Attitude Era for like 5 minutes.
They
you know?
changed it a couple times, but yeah.
Yeah.
But they always reverted back to the close to the original.
Yeah, they always kept going back.
Mm.
I like the weird one that looked like a stadium.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, I
When
like
The Rock held.
Yeah,
Cesaro's underappreciated. I understand what you mean, but I have a hard time agreeing if he's on TV every single week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that as fans, we have a hard time differentiating between being a champion and being appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
He's constantly used.
It's the whole Dean thing, Dean Moxley thing, where I'm not this, I'm unhappy. Dude, you're on TV every week.
Yeah.
There's people that have paid their dues before you that are still sitting in the back, still on main event, and
Yeah, Taz even
You're
talked
there.
about that on his podcast right when Moxley left and was talking all that stuff, saying like how he hated how every week this promo was this and this promo was that, and he goes, "Man, are you kidding me? If they handed me a promo every single week, you're already lucky."
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like the grass is always greener kind of a deal. Maybe it isn't exactly what you wanted, but I mean, you're getting a lot of opportunities and chances that no one else is getting. And I think Cesaro gets a ton of TV time. He's constantly utilized to put people over, make people look stronger. He's always put over by the announcers. No one ever undermines Cesaro when he comes in there. He comes out as the Swiss Superman, who is quote pound for pound the strongest person in all of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like he's underappreciated. I just think he's not a champion. And sometimes you can't have both.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, look at Mr. Perfect. I go back to Mr. Perfect all the time because people don't think about how Mr. Perfect is this legend and everyone thinks about being one of the greatest of all time. Held the IC title once for just a minute. Roddy Piper held the IC title once for like a month and a tag title once in his older years for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be a champion to be appreciated. And I think that Cesaro is definitely appreciated for what I mean, look what he did for NXT UK. Their first takeover, they're like, we need Cesaro over there to make this guy look like $1 million. And he still won.
Mm-hmm.
Cesaro won the match and made the other guy look good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that they understand who they have.
yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
I agree with you more and more. Like, I think for a long time I did want to see Cesaro be like pushed to the moon and be like, the world champion. But I think seeing him perform is great.
I'm not against him being a champion, but I also don't think you have to be a champion to be great or to be seen as great. You know what I mean? Like, I'd have no problem with him becoming world champ, but I understand why he's not in the world champ picture right now. What, we want to see Cesaro versus Brock? We want to see Cesaro go over?
Timing.
Cesaro versus Bray might be kind of cool.
Cesaro versus Bray? Is that what we're looking for? So he can pull out his nose hairs?
Yes.
Timing.
I guess that's it on that, huh? Nothing over the weekend, although the takeover was before, right? Yeah. So it brings us to Raw, dude. What do you guys got? Any final notes on SmackDown? Or?
Dog food match?
Oh, the dog food match. Yeah, what do you think? I think it's a good way to end it. I think if that's the end of it, that's good.
If that's the end of it, that's good.
Yeah.
If that's the end of it, that's good.
Yeah,
I don't want any more of it.
100%.
It's
I'm
very,
okay with
it's very predictable, the outcome.
Yeah.
But I'd love that Corbin was trying to bite his way out of the cuffs.
Yeah, that's funny.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was cool. I liked that Roman was doing the hook spoon to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rufio.
Yeah, Rufio. And then you just see him like smiling and giggling. He's like,
I like that. I wonder why you enjoyed it so much.
I like my job.
The pose.
Yeah.
They're all
I like the photo op time.
Yeah.
I just didn't like that Dolph and Rude were like nowhere to be seen.
They bailed. They bailed immediately.
Well, no, apparently they were pinned under the announcer's table
Oh,
because I
really?
rewatched it. Yeah,
Oh.
it was like a small little quick. They're like, oh, the Usos pushed the table onto Dolph, and then they're like, oh, look at they're grabbing him now, grabbing Corbin. It was like a split second.
Wow.
I wish they would have like handcuffed him to the ropes or
Yeah.
something. Like, look at your king. You know,
Fuck Dolph's hair up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. By the way, going to Clump's Fashion Corner, somebody needs to take the hat off of Dolph Ziggler. He looks like a cheesy porn director.
Oh, a little ball cap?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does it because he knows it's obnoxious.
Like,
I think that's why
I
he
looked
does
at him and he was like, coming up on the bang bus.
it. Yeah.
Leather couch is monthly. He's
Yeah.
Now they just need to bring back Bobby Roode's mustache
Yeah.
to complete the ensemble.
can't say much. I wore these cutoffs higher with Tim's and talking shit at work.
For work?
To annoy the shit out of me. Yeah.
That's fine.
Oh, that's a look. I couldn't find fishnets. Thank fuck.
They didn't send you home?
No.
I worked with a guy who got sent home once for having too short of shorts.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I think I've been,
Oh, you know what it was? He got sent home because he wore a skirt, and they were really upset. He came back in shorts that were like cut off where the pockets are hanging out, and they're like, "Dude, just go home." And he's like, "What?"
I wouldn't send him home for either of them because that's
Yeah, that's a problem.
a fun conversation with someone.
Yeah, it's a big company to cause that
It wasn't
kind
a
of problem.
skirt, it was a kilt.
Yeah, no, he didn't say it.
Utility.
It was floral.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come in and moo next time. I'm gonna prevent the meltdown of the Springfield nuclear reactor.
But I'm happy with that as a big blow off. I think you have the false count anywhere, you have the dog food thing, and then that's it. That's it. We can move forward. I do think that their rivalry is so deep rooted that you can forever go back to it a little bit. You can always have a little bit of Corbin coming out to screw over Roman, and it's not going to be out of the realm. But I do think as a program we can separate, and I think that's a really cool way to end it.
Yeah.
Even if it's a sloppy separation, if you still have a thing here and there, it's not going to bother me as long as you can see movement the other way.
Yeah.
Then we go to Raw, right? Unless there was something else you had about SmackDown.
No,
What do you guys think of Raw? What do you guys think about Orton getting the most hate that any heel's gotten in years?
Yeah.
It's so weird because I liked that they were turning Orton face.
Yeah, you're just starting to. That's what made it
And
such a
then-
good heel
exactly,
turn.
exactly.
You were just starting to care about
Yeah.
him. You're like, you know what?
You're
He's a
like-
good dude.
I always like Randy Orton, but
Yeah.
but I was like, cool, he's getting a push, he's a face, this is awesome. Then Edge comes back, and there goes that.
And then even in that segment, he starts over like, "You damn right, he wants to team with Edge. They're best friends, goddammit."
Yeah.
And then he murders him,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh."
Yeah. No, he
Dude, the
came-
way Edge's hand was twitching.
Oh my
when
God.
he's laying there.
It was incredible.
No, when he came out, like I was like, yeah, you can. He's milking this. Just
Yeah.
like,
Oh, he loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves it. I'm sorry, but anyone who's watching AEW and thinks MJF or Jericho are the best heels in the business are just being.
AEW fanatics.
They're just being fanatics.
Yeah.
MJF comes out to cheers. Jericho comes out to cheers. Jericho has to fight to get boos. He has to do things specific. You can watch him tell the audience, "Okay, please boo me now. I need a boo now." MJF,
They have the booze
yeah, the little boo,
Instead
the
of-
blah
yeah.
sign, applaud.
instead
boo.
of a pod.
MJF, the same thing. All of his promos are, I find them to be relatively childish in his manners to get a boo. Oh, this lady's fat. Oh, I don't like fat chicks. Oh, I hate this town. You guys are smelly. Okay, this is clever. But then you watch Baron Corbin and Randy Orton, and the amount of hate they get because of an action they did, or because just fuck you, dude. Like, that's heel.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
This
Like, to
week-
me, that people should be watching
Yeah.
that. MJF should be watching Orton and Corbin and going, like, I could do that, I
Yeah.
think. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, and-
learn from these guys.
And literally, Randy didn't say pretty much a damn thing this week,
Almost nothing.
and just booze the whole
Just,
time.
and every time we started to say something, we're like, no, fuck you, dude! Fuck you, dude!
I was waiting for him to try and get on the ropes and do the pose. Because when he went to the ropes,
when he
and,
went to
thought of
it.
I thought he was gonna do it.
I thought he
I
was
was
going to
like,
do it just to get the... Boo!
Yeah.
And they're just going to feed it like a Sith
Yeah.
Lord.
And what's
Somebody
cool?
throw a full can of beer at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's also in there, just eats it.
Old WCW ring with all the litter in it.
Yeah.
But it was
So
cool
good.
because I got an email from WWE saying, "Oh, check out Raw tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Orton's gonna explain why he did it, why
He
he
explained
attacked Edge."
nothing.
Yeah, and he didn't do anything. I was like, "Oh, that played up to it even more." And I was like, "This was so good."
Oh, yeah, he's
Didn't
like, I don't
say
think I
shit.
can do this. And you're
Yeah.
like, no,
Yeah.
fuck you,
Yeah.
dude. No.
We need it. We need the
Yeah.
answer now. And you're begging for more. And then
Yeah.
he just walks away. And I was
Orton
like,
and Corbin get fuck you, dude heat.
yeah,
And MJF and Jericho get, oh, yeah, you're our favorite heel heat.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the same, man.
Yeah.
It's not the
Yeah.
same. And watching the opening of Raw, I was all like, fuck, they hate him, dude. Like,
Salt
so
Lake
good.
was not having it.
No, Salt Lake. Well, they're Mormons, man. They
Yeah,
can't have that
exactly.
shit. What?
You're not wrong.
What?
I
What?
forgot. That's where they were. Yeah.
That's where they were in Mormon land.
Well, and then what makes it even better is how many times did they say, "Hey, you guys had to get through a blizzard to get here,"
Yeah.
and then, "Hey, Randy Orton's gonna explain what happened," and then
And there was
I
a few
can't do
people, his
it.
music hits, there's a few people who go, oh shit! And there was like, but fuck you, dude!
Yeah.
Fuck you for real! Yeah. It was
Yeah,
good.
it's
I
so
think,
good.
yeah, this is, because people were going like, what do you guys think of Randy Orton as a heel? Do you think he's a good heel or what? And I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's alright.
He's a 6.
Yeah. For what? Yeah, he's a 6.
He's a WWE 6 at AEW 12.
And that's just it. Is I'm not even saying Jericho and MJF are bad at what they do necessarily, but they're not as authentic as what's happening here.
Yeah, I like MJF's style of being heel. I don't like Jericho.
Yeah. No, and they're also two different styles. Yeah.
Jericho's heel sucks.
Yeah. The fact that people even say Jericho's the best heel in the business,
My
like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're not even watching TV. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Elite saying that loves when the crowd gives the heel great heat instead of cheap heat, and that's like the thing. This cheap heat that they get, the MJF's getting, because people love him. Everyone goes, "You gotta see this guy. He's the best heel. He's the best heel. He's so good. He's so good at being a heel."
It's like your
All right. Well, then he
mom.
sucks.
You're so cute. Oh,
Yeah.
you're just so
You're just the cutest, most evil guy. You're just the cutest asshole. But then you watch fucking Randy Orton just get shit at,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot. People can hate you.
Yeah.
People can actually just hate you. And he's been around for so long, dude. There's no way he was not just all like,
Yeah. Drink it in, man.
yeah, get in, man.
I got that Muhammad Hassan heat right now.
Yeah.
In the heat.
Yeah, when Seth first started turning heel, I tweeted out a picture of Emperor Palpatine, and it was like, "Let the hate flow through you," and I was like, "Eh." I was like me watching Seth right now. Yes. Yeah, I thought the opening segment was great because he just was just utterly shit at.
What
Yeah.
did you do?
It was great.
Did you not like it? What's
No,
up?
I did. Yeah.
He's playing with his
He's
figure.
fiddling.
Okay.
He's fiddle twitting.
Looked like he was feeding the geese from the corner of my eye.
Yeah, you're all drinking.
What's happening?
There, bro.
I need a burger towel. Snap.
Andy Reid tie.
Yeah, I think Orton's got people invested to hate him, and like, oh my god, to me, imagining Randy and Edge sitting in the back, being like, "You think we could do this?"
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Randy being like, "I got an idea."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I could just see them plotting it out, being like, "Yeah,
This is gonna be.
You gotta trust me. I'm not gonna hit you in the head. It's gonna look like
yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
murder you tonight."
Trust me, brother. Trust me.
What'd you guys think of the concerto, the solo concerto last?
I like the way they did it because you can tell they did not even make contact, but it's a clever way of doing it when you hit the chair like that. That it looks really good. It's how like they did with the Fiend, where you hit the chair, not him.
Yeah. What I liked about it was a callback to Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
That was their. They had a finish a long time ago where they would both have a chair, and they would hit the chairs at the same time, and it would look like they smashed somebody's heads.
Heads in the middle of the chair.
Yeah, someone's in the middle. And like, Bruce Pritchard even talked about it on his podcast. He said when they were first talking about it, that he was like, I don't like the idea of it. Doesn't seem safe. I don't like this one bit. And they're like, trust me. It's like, we'll do it to you right now. And they did it. And he's like, it just happens. You're just standing there. You just hear a noise, and then that's it. And it looks fucking brutal. He's like, it's great. That's exactly what you want in this business. So the fact that they did even a callback to it, where he's like, he's about to do the standard, I'm gonna jump on a thing so it crushes your neck, and he's standing there going like, no. I want to do something worse now. And just decides to get down. And then he just resets it up and he's just all like, I'm going to crush your head.
Yeah.
So fucking great, man.
Yeah.
Although I agreed with some of the critiques on this one being that, oh, that's just a nice shot right there. He's just like dead already. The critiques being the fact that for one, it took way too long. It just took a long time to get that spot out, the concerto, and no one came out to help.
That was my big thing.
That was my biggest problem.
Came out to help.
Yeah, you're like, Edge hasn't been around in like what, 9 years.
He's got this.
He comes back and everyone's all like,
Isn't Christian always in the back?
seems like it.
They had steak at craft services that they were serving, and no.
Yeah, and then even then when they show the after the exclusive stuff, they show him being wheeled around and like Mysterio and I forget who else, some other wrestler.
R-Truth was there.
R-Truth, they're all like with him. They're like, we got you, man, we got you. He's like, yeah, now. Like,
they don't want to get it. They don't want to get around Randy Orton with the chair.
Yeah. They're all by the door. They're all like, I don't know, man. He looks serious with that thing, right?
Yeah, Lunar.
Wait
yeah,
till he hits.
Saying no one came out to help him yet. Everyone surrounded him as he was being carted away. Yeah, that's my problem with that whole segment. Was just like, where the fuck is everyone? I would have even been fine. So there's like, okay, there's two playouts that I one I thought of and one I heard, and that's better. But like, even if they had it where someone's running out and he sees them and then fucking does it and slides out, and then they go out there like, oh my god, I wasn't fast enough to save him. Like, I'd have been okay with that. Not to harp too much on Cornette, but I listen to him just to see what he says. Half the time I think he's insane. Half the time I think, he's kind of smart. Doing this a long time.
Fine line.
Yeah, there's a real fine line of what the fuck did you say? And well, it makes a lot of sense. But he was saying if you were to do it in territory way, he goes, what you do is you just have every ref come out and you just make the thing chaotic, and you have them where every face is out there and everyone's trying to get him, and you know, he gets out completely untouched, and they all start to go away, and he somehow gets back and hits the thing and then skates back out, and everyone's like around him, but no one gets to him. You like build this moment of pandemonium. Remember how they used to end it like that? Yeah. Everything's falling apart here in Salt Lake City. We'll see you next week. You know what I mean? Like,
but do you think they didn't want to do that because it was Edge?
They didn't want to make chaos?
Well, yeah, because they didn't want the chaos for that shot. They wanted it to be clean to make sure he hit where he's supposed to.
They ended, I mean, with Bobby and, what was it?
Well, no, we're just talking about the...
But ended in chaos, wasn't it, Roman?
Yeah, I'm just saying that the reason why you don't end this one in chaos is because Edge, with the neck, he had to hit it perfectly. Yeah, because if he does the run over and misses, it's like, fuck, I killed him. Yeah, ooh, whoops. He's dead. Oop. Sorry, Beth. Love ya.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Beth putting it over on NXT.
That was good.
Oh my god! At the beginning of NXT, they like have a few things. They show the table and you just see her just like upset. You're like, the fuck? Yeah. And then Moro's all like, oh, everything's been thing. And Beth, we're really happy to have you here. And she's like, starts like choked up. She's like, I want so much to be at home with my husband right now. She goes
with Adam.
Yeah,
she said something about Adam.
Yeah, well, she said my husband first, and then she goes, she's like, what should have been a great weekend for us to celebrate, Randy Orton ruined. Mm-hmm. But Adam told me to come to work because that's what we do and that's who we are, and I'm here because that's what he wanted. But I want to be home with him. Mm-hmm. And then you're just kind of like, fuck. Oh shit. And she's all like choked up, and she goes, so we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this right. Let's get to it. And you're just like, what? Yeah. So good that Beth put it over. It was just, it's fucking smart, man. Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, but that was the opening of the show. Lana versus Liv Morgan.
Liv.
Yeah,
Liv.
Sure.
Cool.
Why not?
It was.
Liv Morgan's back. Now, what I liked about this is this, all right? Liv had a quick, clean victory over Lana.
Again.
Perfect. Don't give Lana her win back.
Yeah.
Ruby comes out, incredible. Got this moment, and then Ruby's like, but fuck you, bitch. Because Liv's whole thing was moving into it was, I was doing what my friends wanted me to do, I was being manipulated by them, I never got to be me, this is me being me. And now you have Ruby going, what the fuck was all that, bitch? Yeah. I thought we was chill.
We was the best friends.
Yeah, we was the best friends. So she knocks the shit out of her. She skates off, and then Lana gets her move off, which is good because Lana gets hers back.
The X Factor.
She gets her X Factor back, and now she's done forever. We never see Lana again. She's dead.
Are you sure about that?
I hope. I've hired a bus.
I'm just wondering because even in this little segment, Lana, when she's faking her injury, like goes up to grab her and misses her, and then like falls back down, and you're just like. Liv even like stood there, and she gets up again and grabs her. And
Liv's like, you can't be this guy.
Yeah. She's like, what are you doing, dude?
How long have you been doing this?
Yeah, bro.
She's like, we were both in the performance center, man.
Yeah. What are you doing, bro?
Get up. Are you drunk?
Yeah. You're supposed to be up right now, bro. What's up?
Yeah.
God damn it, Alicia.
And she
But-
just looks at her and she's like,
Yeah.
there's this awkward like couple seconds and it's like,
Yeah, no, Lana's trash.
Yeah.
But Lana gets hers back
Yeah.
after
Yeah,
the
yeah.
match, so that way you can be done with the whole thing. That's how I feel about it. But you do get Liv versus Ruby moving forward, and that to me is going to be the matchup. We've been saying from the beginning, I was like, why couldn't it have been her and Ruby? Well, we got to her and Ruby. But we got to her and Ruby
Ugh.
in a really weird way.
by
but
taking the Phoenix bypass and going straight to San Diego.
we took a bypass. But what does that do for Liv walking into it, right? Well, we've already seen Liv in the main event several times. She's got a ton of eyes on her right now. So people are like, who's Liv? So people who are new viewers go, well, who's this bitch who just attacked Liv?
Yeah.
Liv's been the victim all along,
Yeah.
right? So you've got Liv looking strong, getting her decisive victories. You got her looking crazy being in the main event, so people got eyes on her. And now you've got a return of someone turning on Liv. And now you got people going, what's going on here? I need to see more of this. So I think that it did set up Liv really strong to have Ruby come in. And now we can get the matches that we want out of this. Now we can say, not only is Liv a compelling character, but wait till you see her wrestle someone who can wrestle, you know?
When this was all transpiring, what shows Sarah Logan on?
She's
Is
on
it
another
Raw?
one. Because she was doing all that shit with Charlotte.
Is Charlotte on SmackDown?
Isn't she?
Alright.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's good.
I only got two more late yeses in me for the day.
Was it? Oh.
No? No yes chance?
Did you guys like that when Humberto and Angel Garza was doing a thing that people were see?
Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
See.
Did you see Lawler calling Garcia?
Really?
Angel Garcia?
Good. Good. That's what he gets.
I mean, it's better than being called a jumping bean, so.
Well, what she did.
Yeah,
So-
he did one time.
Good job, Jerry.
Yeah.
I actually was looking at it. I actually could have put Liv and Ruby's storyline culminating right here in my top 5 of the week because I'm really excited now for what they can do because this is what I've been wanting all along there. Which does bring me down to one of my bottoms. 2 of my bottoms, this looks like. So let's get into it. Let's talk Drew McIntyre and Mojo Rawley. Mojo Rawley getting fucking crushed by Drew McIntyre helped no one.
No.
It was funny.
Kind of, yeah.
It should have been against his.
Riddick Moss.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily. But it didn't help any person here. Drew doesn't come out looking better. He doesn't come out looking stronger. Like you haven't yet really established Mojo as the force that he should be.
Yeah.
Give him a few more weeks of the 24/7 title, having legit matches and winning in decisive fashion, and then have him go up against Drew McIntyre and have McIntyre do that. If that's where you want to go with it.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to.
Did you see the fan holding up the sign that said
Mojo's
Mojo's
only
a
fan.
fan? Yeah.
Yeah, we tweeted him out. We're like Mojo's other fan.
Yeah.
Which also brings me to Drew McIntyre in general right now is kind of on my bottom because he is so over, but he's not giving us any reason to care. So we're excited as fans of wrestlers. We all love that Drew McIntyre's here right now. We love that he's in the show. We love that he's getting to go to WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar. We love that he's going to get that title shot. We love he won the Royal Rumble. But as wrestling fans, we have no reason to give a shit about Drew McIntyre at all. He comes out goofing off, talking during matches, running his mouth on the mic and being, I'm going to go and kick your head off in 3 seconds. This big goofy countdown bullshit.
He didn't do that this week, but yeah.
He didn't, but he insinuated he was gonna.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's coming off goofy and dumb, and I don't understand why. Give me a reason to care, because you're coming off as pretty nonchalant for someone who's about to go up against arguably the toughest opponent in the history of wrestling. And you're kind of like,
The final boss.
Yeah, you're coming up against the final boss, and you're acting like it's just another day, and you're just goofing off, and oh, this is easy for me, and they've done more to make me give a shit about Ricochet versus Brock than Drew versus Brock. There's more going on between Ricochet and Brock right now than there is Drew and Brock, and it's a bummer. I want to care about McIntyre being there, and I don't. I don't care that he's there, and I'm really happy he's in that position.
Well, and it's weird
I'm
that
conflicted.
after the main event that Brock goes out and attacks Ricochet.
Yes,
When it's like, wait, this is your WrestleMania opponent,
exactly.
that's eliminated you from the Rumble.
Brock's
Attack
more mad
him
at
again.
Ricochet. Yeah. Brock's more pissed off at Ricochet than he is at Drew.
Yeah.
Why? Because Drew's goofing off. I think, honestly, Drew's going to lose. I think he goes to Mania and loses.
I think so too, and I don't want to see that.
I think he loses in fucking 6 suplexes.
That or there's got to be like a big shift in this rapidly.
Yes, something has to change, or there's no reason for Drew to win.
Yeah.
Because right now, for one, I think already you're coming in behind, right? Because Brock lost last year clean. You think Brock's gonna lose two years in a row at Mania? Is that a Brock Lesnar move? Only person who's won clean in Mania against Brock is Seth. You think you start giving him up now? Did Undertaker start giving him up left and right? No.
Yes. Yes.
No, he had like 3 more victories before Roman took him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he demolished John Cena.
He demolished John Cena. He demolished Bray Wyatt. Like, he didn't...
He didn't face Bray, did he?
He did. Right after he lost to Brock. There's no reason for us to care about Drew or to think he's going to win. And I don't think that with Brock coming in from a loss of Mania and having 2 clean losses last year, that without more coming in behind Drew McIntyre, there's any reason for me to cheer this guy right now. But as wrestler fans, we're all really excited that our guy's getting the push. You know what I mean? So it's a frustrating spot to be in, I feel like. And like you said, Brock only cared about Ricochet this week.
Yeah.
What does that say about Drew?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. Let's see. The only other couple notes I had in here was actually I had Natty, Asuka.
Wait.
What? Oh, let's see. No one can. They should have Drew do more in ring promo along with Heyman, a way to build the match more. Yeah, absolutely. They got to do something, and him not out there talking with Heyman, he's got to come off as a threat, and he doesn't. It's weird. They're giving him really quick victories, all these squash matches, and yet you still don't feel like he can win.
Yeah.
You know? You
You're
still don't
hoping.
feel like he's a threat.
Yeah.
You need someone like Heyman to come out and get in his face and try to talk him out of it. Because then it's like, oh, he's a threat. He doesn't want his client to face Drew McIntyre. You need someone to legitimize Drew McIntyre, and these stupid little matches aren't doing it.
Well, they need a Drew dominant win over like a Lashley
Yeah.
or something, where it's like, holy shit, this dude's on a roll. He's tearing it up. He's beating these big guys. He has a shot. Where him steamrolling over Mojo, who
Hasn't done much.
doesn't, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
That was another thing on my bottom that I had is, why is Alistair still facing jobbers?
Yeah, I don't care about Alistair either. You know?
Yeah.
You got to legitimize some of these people for me to care. And you haven't given me a reason to care about Drew. You haven't given me a reason to care about Alistair.
Okay.
I appreciate him coming out and fighting people, but I'm like, okay, whatever. It's still...
The fact he's coming out at all is a big step. Because before you were just in the closet being like, you want a match? Give me a match.
Pick
Pick a
fight
big fight.
with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I agree there. But, yeah, I think you need someone to come out and legitimize Drew McIntyre. And I think jobber matches and him joking on the mic because everyone fucking thinks they're funny is not the way to do it. And not every fucking person's funny. And it's okay to not be funny and still be a good guy. What the fuck, man? Drew, you're not that funny, man.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
I get it. You like to make jokes with your buddies in the back. That's fine. You're out here to fight because you're in a competitor. You see a lot of that shit in UFC before the match? See a lot of people come out to the ring and be like, hey, man. Did you see that with Connor this last time? No. Dude was serious as fuck. And then what did he do? He steamrolled the motherfucker in seconds.
He's still...
But he didn't joke before the ring.
He was still a little lighthearted compared to normal Connor because of his cases.
Well, no, that's what I mean. He was more serious because of his cases and stuff. He came out there, serious face, shaking his hand. And, thanks for the match, man. Very professional. We're gonna do this. We're gonna fight now. And he took it seriously, and he looked serious. And then after the match, he goes, "Yeah, fuck it. I'm pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna fuck out."
I knocked him out with my shoulder.
Yeah, I just fucking hit him with the shoulder. I went down. Bah! You know what I mean?
Jumped up and
yeah.
gave him one of those.
But to go out to a fight and look like you're not taking it seriously at all doesn't make me feel like you're a serious competitor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a fight, I thought.
Alistair's next feud should do with Team Garza or Andrade for the US title.
Yeah, no problem with that.
That was one of my things. I want to know why they only have the Latin fighters facing each other.
I was thinking that was really weird too.
And then I was thinking that Zelina
Zelina.
is putting together the LWO.
Yeah, I almost said that when we were watching it.
There was a couple of people with the LWO shirt. I don't know if it was in this one or a different one where I was like, yes, do it.
You have Mysterio, Andrade, and Garza, and Humberto, all in this little feud thing going on. You're like, what's the point? What's going on? Anything for Selena's. What do you guys think of the whole Charlotte Rhea Ripley stuff?
It's
It's in my bottom.
Yeah.
it's down there, but at the same time, I'm glad that Charlotte's will go after Rhea instead of Bailey or Becky.
I guess I feel like for one, it was a worthless win to begin with. Charlotte winning means absolutely nothing to me. Now she's
So
gonna
they
pick.
legitimize the worthlessness of it and go
Yeah,
to
I mean, I
NXT.
guess if she goes to NXT, I guess that's okay. But I feel like the NXT division doesn't need her.
Yeah.
The NXT division's strong as hell right now. So why don't you
She
put
needs
over
that.
somebody? She needs, yeah. I do think that Rhea isn't established enough as a champion for her to be a credible threat anyways. Her showboating and coming out in Charlotte's face like, you haven't beat me, but I beat you. You snuck a win over Charlotte one time in a match with like 9 people. There was a ton of people.
Well,
that
that
winning. Yeah.
well, no, I was talking about the one at Survivor Series.
What? She didn't win the one Survivor Series.
I thought Rhea.
That was Shayna.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
Shayna beat Bailey there. This was one where it was on a SmackDown match. They were getting ready for
Leading up
Survivor
to
Series.
it,
Yeah. And she's in the figure 8 against, and she's got Sasha in the figure 8. She slides in and pins Charlotte's arms down and gets the win. So you're like, you're sneaking a win on someone, not the same, and you're showboating. You're kind of coming off to me as the heel in this. You're like, I'm top shit. I won this title 2 weeks ago, and now I'm fucking unbeatable. Are you? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that it comes off that way. Plus, Charlotte going out there shitting on Bailey and Becky helps no one. You say you beat Becky a bunch of times. Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You haven't beat Becky in years. You say you beat Bailey a bunch of times. Yeah, 2.5 years ago. Bailey took the title off you and you never got a shot again. You should be pissed at Bailey. Give me back my title you're running around with like you deserve. You snuck a win on me after I won it and hit me with the fucking briefcase. You know what I mean? She's got every reason to want to get back at Bailey and Becky.
Yeah.
And she's acting like, meh, been there, done that. Maybe. But have you? Like, it's been a long time and you haven't showed that you can. So it kind of almost looks like you're a little washed up. I'm not saying she is. But storyline perspective, you can't get it done anymore.
Yeah.
And now you're afraid to try and get it done. So now you're going to walk on down to developmental and be like, well, I could probably beat one of them now. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Why was the Royal Rumble for that?
I get that. I agree with that.
You know? That's why it was on my bottom is, you know, she hasn't been in a title picture since she lost the SmackDown title to Bailey when she held it for all of 11 seconds. You know? Then the only other thing I had in there was really the Asuka versus Natalya thing. Unless there was other stuff you guys had.
I'd just say that I hate Asuka challenging Becky, and that she only fights in singles when she's the champ or tag team champ.
We don't. We like her.
No, he doesn't hate Asuka. He hates that she challenged
Becky again.
for another title shot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because when was the last time the tag belts were defended?
TLC.
Been a
TLC
couple
against Becky and Charlotte, and then before then it was months. So yeah, I agree. They should be in the tag title picture.
Yeah.
I do think this match, Asuka versus Natalya, was fucking fire.
It was good.
That was really good. And then at one point, Natalya's, "Are you trying to shoot on me?" And then she just starts fucking boom. And then it got fucking serious. I was like, I need to rewatch this. It was incredible.
See, I'm just wondering if WWE's viewing Asuka the way they view Seth Rollins, where they need a title on them to be legitimate.
Maybe.
And that's why Seth's tag team champs with Buddy.
Yeah, and that's going nowhere.
You know, and Asuka's tag team champs with Kyrie, and they're both competing in single matches.
I would say almost 100% of Seth Rollins' title reigns have been deflating. Every time he wins a tag title, I'm always like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, stop. You're a singles guy who teams with someone to take the titles off of tag teams so you can forget about the tag division for a while. Like, I don't understand how how it helps your character at all. Like, I do get Seth's character is like title hungry, collecting titles left and right, but I don't understand this tag title bullshit.
Yeah.
You completely demolish a division in the course of a day because you partner with somebody one time and now you just get that.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Like, I'm not into that at all. Seth is the Beast Slayer, they say. But I thought the match itself, Asuka versus Natalya, prior to all the Becky stuff, was just awesome, and the crowd was on fire for it, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it looked really fucking personal. And then Natalya tweeted out, her eyes all fucking swollen and shit.
She got kicked in the
Black
face.
Got kicked in the goddamn face. And she tweeted out a thing like, I'm not the person you want to mess with, and like tweeted a receipt emoji.
Yeah.
And she's like, this isn't over. And I was like, fuck. Like, I don't know how much of this is worked or shoot or what, but I'm believing all of it. So,
Interested.
I mean,
yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, and then, I mean, the idea of Becky versus Asuka next week feels a little soon. Feels soon and rushed, and what for? My fear is that they're going to pop the belt on Asuka right now. I feel like, why else would you do this match unless you're saying, okay, we're going to take the belt off Becky and then give Becky something to fight for at Mania? Maybe they don't understand how to get Becky to Mania otherwise.
What about Kairi Sane?
What the fuck about Kairi Sane? What are you talking about?
No, I'm just talking about the pair and then... I don't know.
Just the tag titles in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about Becky.
Yeah, no, but I was thinking of Asuka.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, fuck Asuka.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, if we end up now... I don't know if you guys saved the video of this, but it's horribly out of sync.
Oh, damn it.
That's good. Yeah, we usually put it to YouTube. Do you hear us before we speak, or do we speak before you see us move our mouth? Man, I did that whole sync off thing too. So we'll sort that out, I guess, eventually. I don't know if they understand how to get Becky to WrestleMania without a chase. And I feel like there's probably a way to do it. I also think that this could be getting Asuka the title could be the thing that gets Charlotte to challenge Asuka, and then you get Charlotte Asuka 3 or whatever. That wouldn't surprise me one bit, but it does seem to me a little suspicious that you're trying to get Asuka a title shot again right now.
Yeah.
You know?
I think Charlotte Asuka 3 would be maybe the best thing. And then have Asuka win it.
Yeah, I think that Asuka probably deserves the win.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think Becky should not be in the Mania. You know what I mean? Like, how do you put Becky into something? Because I mean, she main evented last year, and she's not exactly like over with the crowd. Like, she's over with the crowd. She's not exactly like done with. You know what I mean? They're not behind her. So I don't think people don't want to see Becky on the card. So how do you fit Becky in there if she's not the champion? And I think right now Becky's the champion to overthrow. I think you bring in someone who's a bit of an underdog and have them say, no, you know, you're running this division into the ground and I'm not having it or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, pull that whole story people think is happening. Have like a Dana Brooke go out there or some shit, you know? Just being like, you know, I'm not getting shit because of you, you know? And then have Becky be like, man, what the fuck are you talking about? And build it into a thing, you know?
Yeah.
Or even have a Shayna come out and be like, you know what? I'm done down there. I want to take your shit now.
Yeah.
You know?
I could see that.
That was kind of all I had on it. The number one contender thing we sort of already talked about. Ricochet's going to face Brock Lesnar in Super Showdown. And it's going to be pretty one-sided, I feel.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not excited about it in the least.
It was a kind of meh Raw overall.
I feel like it was a good Raw, but I mean, most of the stuff I even had on here was about Raw. I felt like it was pretty good, but there's still a lot of questions to be had. I felt like the finish of Raw was pretty meh.
Yeah.
Although I did think that Brock coming out and F5ing Ricochet was kind of cool because it was really unexpected. I liked that they didn't play his music. He just ran out there and did it, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. I seriously want Seth to start wearing like a priest robe.
Oh, God.
We talked about that, like a robe of
Yeah.
mirrors. Comes out with like all this like mirrors on his thing, so he goes out and the lights hit him and just like reflects off him.
Yeah.
What Steve Martin movie was
Leap
it?
of Faith or whatever?
Yeah.
Or no, it wasn't Leap of
No.
Faith.
But he's doing the whole
Steve Martin.
Messiah thing and
Yeah.
he's even doing like
The weird shirts.
yeah.
Oh, dude, I thought he was gonna forgive us at one point during his last one. He's like, "This last year, you guys were this and that," and that's the whole thing. I think with McIntyre too is McIntyre is exactly where Seth was last year. People are over with whatever he's doing, but no one has a reason to care.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone turned on him. So you're getting in a whole realm here where Drew McIntyre's got no reason to win.
Yeah.
Becky made Seth look bad last year.
Well, she's just so much better than him. It wasn't.
Well, yeah,
her
no,
It's
it
not
wasn't her
trying.
fault.
Yeah.
But
The only other thing that I have in here that we didn't talk about on this show was on my top 5 of the week of wrestling is Nick Aldis versus Marty Scurll as a topic of conversation from NWA Power. I think that rivalry, Aldis and Marty Scurll, could be the most personal rivalry I've seen in wrestling in a long time. And it's incredible. It's got me completely invested. Seeing some of the promos live probably didn't hurt the case any. But watching the stuff they're bringing up back and forth, seems really personal. They seem both emotionally invested, and I think it's the single most thing I'm excited for in wrestling right now is to see Nick Aldis versus Marty Scurll.
It's a unique, a gimmick for it too. I like the idea of if you lose, you're paying for everyone's ticket. I think it's a really cool way to do it. I didn't like Aldis's long ass talking back.
He could have done it in less time.
Yeah.
I think that he knows he's so good at talking, and he knows he's not stuttering, and he knows that he's not like getting flustered. That I think in some ways he tends to just rattle on a little bit too much.
Yeah.
I think if he were to just erase 2 or 3 sentences in all of his promos, they would be fucking incredible.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that stops his promos from being like Dusty Rhodes promos is just you're starting to say the same thing again. You know what I mean? But you got that in already, so it was already solid. Like, who gets to a point where you're so like, oh, wait, he's still talking. You know what I mean?
That was okay.
Yeah, and then he just gets a little bit too far, and you're like, yeah, no, you said that. No, we got that. Okay. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a bunch of his promos, so they go from being like fucking perfect to him being like,
Okay.
but just in case you don't remember from the beginning of it, and you're like, okay, dude.
he recaps himself.
Yeah, he kind of recaps himself real quick, and you're kind of like, you don't do that. You don't need to do that.
It's like how I write essays.
Yeah.
And I just want to get the minimum number of pages.
Yeah, he does the little preface, and then the outline, and then the meat, and then the recap. And you're like, no. Just do the meat part. Yeah, I feel like that's the only thing. I think if there's anything to critique on Nick Aldis, it's use a little bit less words to say the same thing. Everything else he does is so spot on, and I think that's why he's over talks. Because he knows he's good. Yeah, just hand me a mic, we'll get it done. You know. But that was the last thing I had as far as like top and bottoms, and that was one of my top things. I'm really excited for Crockett Cup to see that match.
Yeah.
Anything else we didn't cover?
I think we're good. I'm good.
Yeah. I'll watch those couple segments you told me I ought to watch on AEW. And like I said before, dude, right when it happens, if you tell me, dude, there's a segment you got to go back and watch, let me know. I'll go watch it.
Okay.
Right now, I'm kind of holding off on watching it until something's happening that I probably should watch because it got really frustrating to watch there for a while, and I don't want to just continue to hate something when I could start to sort of like something.
I'll throw stuff out to you. Cool. Well, on that.
Last call, guys.
Oh. Cheers.
Dick.